Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
In the ring tonight, House, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba
Michael,
Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
do you want?
Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turn them Bulls loose, make the family proud. Not the drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls Country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls Country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice.
Last night at the Pelham Civic Complex, the 6th place Birmingham Bulls welcomed the 10th place Pensacola Ice Flyers. And that was the first of 2 games. The game looked anything and nothing like a game between the 6th and 10th place team in this league. It was a fast-paced, hard-hitting, hard-hitting game with tight checking and excellent goaltending that looked more like a playoff game than any other February regular season matchup. Birmingham needed the win after dropping 5 of their last 7 coming into last night, and the Bulls needed a win not only to maintain a slim advantage in the standings, but to put some space between the Bulls and Pensacola, Quad City, and Evansville, and especially the Macon Mayhem, who we had 3 games in hand on. It took extra time to get it done, but on the back of a wicked wrister by Taylor Brierly, Birmingham got the win in overtime 3-2. It was a power play goal after the Ice Flyers' Sam Dabrowski took a very dumb penalty, yanking Austin Lotz down with a loud thud and no other players near him, right in front of referee Mark Dungan. It took the Bulls only 47 seconds on the power play to end the game. With the win, Birmingham now sits 7 points ahead of Pensacola and still has 3 games in hand on the Ice Flyers. With just 18 regular season games remaining for the Bulls and only 15 for Pensacola, a Birmingham win tonight could just about end any and all hopes of the Ice Flyers catching the Birmingham Bulls in the standings. No matter where you are, thank you so much for joining us again, everyone. I'm Jody Chernesky, joined once again by Greg Dreveny to bring you all the action and what will be a sellout crowd at the Pelham Civic Complex. If both teams bring the same intensity tonight, that they played with last night, it will be an incredibly entertaining and fun game to watch. Greg, after the game last night, we talked about how much fun it was to work it, how much fun it was to be here. I know we expect that same type of intensity from both teams, but tell us what it's like as a player knowing you got to win tonight's game in order to position yourself better to make the playoffs. Is it even possible to channel in that intensity that both teams had last night for just what amounts to a regular season game?
Absolutely, Jody. It's that time of year when the Bulls are coming down. They're looking at that last third of the season, their last 19 or 20 games coming down the stretch. And you can see with the parity in the league right now, especially from 5 to 9 in the league,
right,
with just 3 points separating those teams. And actually Quad City is exactly in 9th place, 3 points behind the Birmingham Bulls. Like you mentioned, the Bulls, however, do have those games at hand, and that's what makes these games against Pensacola tonight and then the Huntsville Havoc Monday so important for the Bulls as they close that gap of the games at hand and continue to advance and push up into the middle of the pack here going into playoffs.
Well, the games in hand we have are paramount, really, when you consider that we entered into last night's game tied with Macon, 37 points apiece. We gained 2 points on the Mayhem to solidify 6th place. Macon is not in action tonight, so if we can gain another 2 points here and then maybe again on Monday, that's now 6 points difference between the Birmingham Bulls and the Macon Mayhem, and we're sitting in a much different place as we boil down to the last 15 or dozen so games of the season.
Absolutely, Jody. You can't stress enough how important that is, how going into the playoffs, knowing that you got there and you were in control of your own fate, that makes a difference. As opposed to you're sitting at the bottom of the pile and you're like, okay, if this team wins and that team wins and we do this, then, you know, we have a chance of getting in. You're better off just doing it on your own. And this is the time of year that you can solidify that, coming out, having strong games. And essentially the way this league is shaping up right now, you might as well have playoffs start tonight.
Well, we talked about at the first of the season just how much parity would be in the league this year and how somebody that made the playoffs last year wouldn't make it this year. It's just very tight in the standings, especially from 5th place down to 10th. Pensacola's not out of it by a long shot. They just need to get it started with a win tonight, and Birmingham needs to keep the ball rolling and keep Pensacola well behind us with another 2-point game tonight.
And absolutely, and with that parity in the league where teams play certain teams so many times, but in this league, Jody, all the way from 10th to number 1, any given night, any team can win a hockey game, and that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's running away with this any night that they play, and that's why I like SBHL hockey.
It is a different ball game when there's stakes or there's something on the line. And from here on out in the regular season for Birmingham, every game, something is on the line for Birmingham. I don't know where we'll end up, but I do know we've got a team, at least on paper, and what we witnessed last night that is, like you said, capable of beating anyone on any given night. And a short series in the playoffs, anything can happen. 2 out of 3 games, you can take down the top team in the league like happened to us last year when Evansville took us out, or it can go the other way too. This is going to be an exciting end of the season.
Well, and the other thing about it too, Jody, is it's all about learning experiences as you come down the stretch and the knowledge that you gain going into playoffs, because I guarantee you everybody in the arena last night, including the Birmingham Bulls, recognized what Dabrowski did in overtime.
Wow.
And how that kind of a play can hurt your team. And you talk about a play like that in playoffs, that would be even more condition critical than it was last night for Pensacola. But you don't think that every Bull was sitting there on their way home last night saying to themselves, okay, that's one for the memory bank. I don't ever need to be that guy in a hockey game because of the effect that it had on the whole team.
It was almost a gift in overtime.
Oh, absolutely it was.
But it was just a mental lapse, a brain fart, if you will. I don't know any other way to describe it. I know Dabrowski would love to have it back. I still would love to know what was said to him in the locker room after the game last night. I'm sure it was very very, very comical.
Well, and the thing about that, Jody, is there's a guy who, I mean, he had an assist on the night.
Yeah.
He contributed offensively. He didn't carry on like, you know, we're not seeing him go out there and, you know, making dirty plays after whistles or dirty hits or anything like that. I mean, he played a clean game all night, and just in that one moment, I don't know, it was just hard to watch, but good for the Bulls.
All right, we're going to pause real quick for the singing of our national anthem.
By the Flooring Gurus.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, once again, great rendition of the national anthem. They really find some good singers to do that here at the Pelham Civic Complex and the Birmingham Bulls. Starting lineups tonight. First, for the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Defensively, they'll go with Cale List and Jonathan Bartuccio Pereira. Definitely their two best defensemen, Greg. Up front, they'll counter with Imantas Noreka, former Bull Matt Wiesner, and a guy that impressed me last night with his speed and stick handling and puck handling, Houston Wilson. For Birmingham defensively, Taylor Briley, who had the game winner last night, is to me the best defenseman in this league, along with Trevor Thurston, who had his best game as a Birmingham Bull by far last night. Up front, the Bulls will go with Jared Christie, Tony Apatagan, along with Ben Higgins. In that, for the Pensacola Ice Flyers, once again, will be Brody Clays. Clays now has a record of 10 wins, 13 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 2 shootout losses. Goals against of 3.06 and a save percentage of .902. 49 shots on goal last night against Brody Clays. He stopped 46 of them. For Birmingham, tonight instead of Austin Lotz, they'll go with Hayden Stewart. Stewart comes into tonight's contest with a 7.52-1 record, a goals against of 3.09 and a .905 save percentage. The referee, once again, same crews as last night. Mark Dungan will be the referee. Ben Leeton and Brett Darzinski will be the linesman. Greg, I have no complaints over Mark Dungan's job that he had last night. I always tell it like it is, at least what's on my mind as far as the officiating is concerned. But he let the guys play last night. 5 power plays, 3 for the Bulls, 2 for Pensacola, both converting on 1.
Absolutely, Jody, and we know along with the officiating, you're not afraid to let everybody know what you're thinking about anything here that happens in this arena, so we'll just leave it at that and get ready to drop this puck.
All right, Matt Wiesner on the draw for Pensacola, Jared Christie for the Birmingham Bulls. Crowd still filing in. On Paw Patrol night, we'll have even wiener dog races in between the periods, so it should be a lot of fun. If you're watching, Birmingham Bulls in black, Pensacola in white. Ice Flyers chip the puck but can't get it out of their own zone. Right behind the net, played by Clays. There's a centering pass right on the stick of Apatagan. Clays was able to get back in his net. It was wide open for a while, but Pensacola clears it in the Bull zone, near corner. Wilson tried to get it back. Puck is arrived, flies in the air. Wiesner had it for a moment. Christie comes down with it, and he'll skate away. Line change for the Bulls. 40 seconds into the game. Button with it. He sends it ahead for Price. Nick Price sends one wide of Hayden Stewart. Kip Ledzianko chips it out. Button will catch up to the puck first. Sinclair all over, and so he'll just drop it back. Intercepted by Olnick. Back at the point, there's a shot deflected onto the near boards and cleared by Pensacola. Olnick plays it for Sinclair, who lost his footing. But the Bulls kept Ledzianko, finds the loose puck and sends it into the Pensacola zone. Just underway, Birmingham and Pensacola, no score. As Troy Button sends it ahead for Price. Romeo on him. He'll just dump it in. Dorsey rides his man out of the play. Price found the puck. He turned around and made a shot. Stewart with the save as the loose puck went right into the slot. But Stewart answered. Puck played through center ice. Ledzianko near side for Clark, and he'll drop it back for Matthews. Matthews had a really good game last night as well offensively. Phil Ledzianko tried to center one out for Kozarev. It's knocked away, but the puck comes right to Ledzianko near boards. Center is a pass. It was deflected, and Pensacola will come out with the puck. Elkston tries to get by Matthews. Brings it into the Bulls zone. Elkston looks for a place to go. Sends it down low. Played by Cahill. Clark on him. There's a centering pass right out in front. It bounced over everyone's stick, and it's played into the corner. Around near side. Christie chops at it, can't get it out. Elkston with a shot. Pad save made by Stewart. Traffic in front. There's another shot. This one by Urasek goes high and wide, and Jared Christie skates away. He goes down. A lot of players falling tonight, Greg. That's the third time I've seen it happen early on. Puck loose behind the Pensacola net, still loose. Christie is there for Birmingham. Chops one out the boards for Thurston. Spins, a bad pass right to Houston Wilson. Here we go. Houston Wilson takes a shot. Brierly got back and affected that shot, and it goes high and wide. Now Taylor avoids a check. Chips it ahead for Patagon. Taylor Brierly, far boards. Apatagan's cruising in front along with McTavish. That's Sinclair, The puck deflects in, but Brody Clays just pounces on it and covers it up. Greg, what's going on with the ice tonight? So many players biting the dust.
Well, Jody, I don't know what's going on with the ice tonight, but guys are definitely blowing edges here and there, especially coming in on the forecheck. But I'll tell you, the first period's picked up right off in a lot of areas where the third period ended, with the Bulls having a lot of offensive pressure down there. Brierly on his horse, coming back defensively to help catch a lone guy, and Houston Wilson and Elkstam. That guy, Jody, I don't know what you call it, but he drops to his knees, still maintains control of the puck, pops back up and keeps going. That's interesting to see.
Loose puck on the draw, picked up by Pensacola. Noreka sends it around near side for Button. He'll lift one into center ice. Houston Wilson was there. He chips it into the Bull zone, and this one will come back. I don't think Wilson touched it, Greg, so an icing will be called on the Ice Flyers.
And one of those ones you can see the Bulls, Jody, they're not doing that perimeter stuff they started off the game with yesterday. They're right back to Old Faithful. Pucks to the blue line, shots on net. You can see there's a lot more traffic in front of Clays tonight, especially in that slot area right in front of his paint than there was probably till about halfway through the game last night.
Wiesner and Sinclair on the draw, left of Brody Clays. Puck drops, still loose. Comes free at the top of the face-off circle, and Houston Wilson finds it. Sets it up far side for Noreka, whose shot was deflected into the netting and out of play. So we'll have a face-off this time in the Bull zone. Now, Greg, you mentioned about the perimeter shots and trying to take fewer of them if you're Birmingham. I don't want that to alter or take away what the Bulls defensemen were able to do offensively last night. A lot, in fact, 2 of our scoring chances were direct result of a shot from just inside the blue line, and Taylor Brierly with the game winner.
Absolutely. When I say perimeter, Jody, I'm talking from the side boards. That's like what I call perimeter. You want pucks going low to the D at the blue line because they're shooting towards the net, not on an angle away from the net.
Off the draw, comes back to Kugler. Preston's shot is blocked before it got anywhere near. There's another one comes in. That one didn't get through to Stewart as well. Kip Ledzianko can't clear. Jamie Dorsey for Sinclair. He gives it up for Kip Ledzianko ahead for Olnick. Bounces off of his stick and taken away by Pensacola. Kugler with the puck. Intercepted by Kozarev. He has to wait on his teammates to get onside, and he'll dump it into the far corner. Phil Ledzianko there, tries to take it away. Kozarev intercepts the pass, near boards, avoids the check of Sosinski. Still with the puck, Kozarev looks for a place to go. Whips one around the boards, Clark giving chase. Behind the net for Rose. Had it taken away from him by Sosinski, but they can't clear. Clark plays it for Rose. Sends a floater through the crease, no one there. Phil Ledzianko with the puck. Back for Clark. Near side, Matthews one-timer just off the side of the net. He didn't get all of it. Matthews goes down on a big check by Jurasek, who gives him a whack. When he gets up, Birmingham's Phil Ledzianko, nice pass to Clark, takes a shot, deflected, save made by Brody Clays, who's picked up exactly where he left off, but that's the kind of a shot I like to see, Greg, from just inside that blue line, an accurate shot by our defense.
Absolutely, you can see Clays, Jody, he came out to play that first shot. I think he got a little deflection in there, just changed direction slightly, and he just moved like a cat, changed his direction, popped down there, kicked out that right pad, was right there, made the rebound save. Hey, I'll take good goaltending because I really like the offense that the Bulls are pushing out right now.
On the draw, McTavish for Birmingham. Along with Jurasek for Pensacola. He'll try and drop it again. Movement causes a delay. Puck drop loose in that face-off circle. Picked up by Bartuccio Pereira. Through center ice to Cahill. Caden Cahill. Slides it across looking for a lift, but deflected away by Thurston, saving that scoring opportunity. Birmingham with the puck. Cross-ice pass trying to hook up with Higgins. It gets past everyone, and an icing will be called on Pensacola. Greg, it looks like Pensacola doing their absolute best to try and get that long home run pass and get behind the Bulls' defense. It worked last night, but they didn't convert.
Well, and that's the thing, Jody. I think they saw, because last night, I think both teams came out a lot slower. They were a lot more cautious.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of out there. Nobody wanted to make that first mistake. And I think both teams learned last night, especially in the third period, that, you know what, in order to win hockey games, you have to take chances. And there's a right time and a wrong time to take chances. In your own zone, you don't want to go cross ice. That's a bad chance. But
that's when I start yelling. Right then, when I start yelling when that happens.
Throwing it forward, stretching the neutral zone, and trying to make offense happen on stuff like that. You saw Pensacola was successful one time.
Yeah.
Catching Clark over there on the right side. They had a one-on-one. Brierly came back, made it, but that's their game. And you sound defensive teams, Jody, they look to do that every once in a while to try and offset that defensive shell with a little bit of high-powered offensive plays.
Houston Wilson, very quick on his skates. He's kind of roaming behind the Bulls defense in the neutral zone, waiting on that pass. If he connects, or it connects with him, it could be trouble. He moves on the faceoff, so Wiesner's going to be tossed. And Wilson will come in his place. McTavish for the Bulls. Puck is dropped, McTavish wins. Comes right out in front, though, and it just steered aside by Stewart, and a weird hop off the boards. Zapatagan sends one in deep. Sosinski turns it right back, trying to hook up with Noreka. He couldn't do it. I don't think Noreka was expecting it, and an icing is called on Pensacola with 14:29 remaining first period.
Well, that's one of those things, too, Joe, that we talked about last night, is the effectiveness of Wiesner. And you saw him down there tied up with Thurston, and they both had their sticks up. And as they're sitting there, John back and forth, Wiesner gets his stick down and just pops that puck at the last second to get out in front of Hayden Stewart. So, like that battle down there, good effort by Wiesner, but Stewart was right there to deflect it away.
Wiesner and Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham.
And this is something the importance of face-offs tonight, Jody.
Definitely. Off the draw, puck picked up by Susinski. Near side, Houston Wilson backhands one and out for Noreka. Now Wiesner takes a hit from Dorsey and sends it in as he's going to the bench. Dorsey with the puck through center ice. It'll be picked up by Kipledzianko. He takes a shot through Clays, but he made the save. Tosto has it for Pensacola. Out of the reach of Cale List. Behind the net is played. Romeo hit Dabrowski. Loose puck picked up by Romeo. It's taken away from him, though. Tosto keeps it in. Bondarenko walks out in front. Save made. Rebound loose. Still loose. It goes behind the net. Birmingham had trouble finding and clearing. Pensacola keeps it alive. Phil Ledzianko backhands one out. Cale List will pick it up. Shipped away by Phil Ledzianko. Look out. Brody Clays sees the forechecking, and how successful Phil Ledzianko was. Just covers it up with a mitt, and we'll have a face-off in the Ice Flyer zone.
And that's one thing, Jody, right there, where you see Hayden Stewart. I really like how he was aggressive on that play right there, not just making the first save, but then doubling down and coming back across and making sure he was super intense on that second rebound save and then gobble it up, steering that puck off to the side.
Now it looks like Phil Ledzianko is going to be tossed by the linesman, who is well back at the blue line. He doesn't like the call. I'm not sure what he did, but Carson Rose comes in his place and wins the draw for Birmingham. Taken away from Rose by Urasek, and he backhands one off the boards back into the Bull zone. Cahill drops it back. A nice play by Phil Ledzianko, and Kozarev chips it to himself. He'll be hit by Urasek. Tried to set it up for Rose. Bounces away onto the near side. Rose takes a hit from Faulkner. Loose puck. Kozarev trying to keep it alive. Rose comes in to help. Sticks getting up on Ledzianko by Urasek, and the puck comes free for Troy Button. He takes a hit. Birmingham's Phil Ledzianko brings the puck back in. Nice saucer pass over to Kyler Matthews. In front, deflection, and a nice one by Clark. Big play, big setup by Kyler Matthews, but the deflection high. He was there, Greg.
Well, and they scored twice on that same play, so you see the Bulls looking to do the same stuff where they had success last night.
Puck along the far boards, kept alive by the Bulls. Timmy Faulkner picks it up for Pensacola, taken away from him. Sinclair fighting to keep it alive near side. Cahill takes it, drops it back, and Pensacola clears. Nick Price dumps it into the near corner. Line change for the Ice Flyers. Taylor Brierly avoids Wiesner, but it's taken away by Houston Wilson. He takes a shot wide of the net. Kugler gives it to Wiesner. Return. That one for Noreka. Backhands wide. Thurston will drop it back behind his own net. Brierly has to hurry over to beat Wilson to the puck, and he can't do it. It's all tied up. Now it squirts free. Matt Wiesner picks it up. Behind the net for Wilson. Backhands in front. They score. Forechecking hard by Pensacola pays off. And just as happened last night, Greg, Pensacola takes the early 1-0 lead.
Well, and you talk about that spark plug, Jody, and that was Wilson right there on that play as that puck came down in the right corner over there. He just went in, his feet just a moving. He broke up that breakout by the Bulls, sent the puck back around the net, followed it up, comes back around the net over to him, little quick dish out front. Those are tough to stop, especially from behind the net. The goalie's got a blind spot there, but nonetheless, Pensacola takes a 1-0 lead.
Wilson here's the call.
Left in the first period by number 21, Imantis Noreko. Assist number 9, Wiesner, and number 11, Wilson.
So Wilson and Wiesner on the assist, on the goal by Imantis Noreka. Puck in the Pensacola zone. Dorsey sends one around far side. Pereira has it. He's tied up by Olnick. Manages to get away from Cale List. It almost sent one out in front. Sinclair has the puck. He's hit by List. All behind the Pensacola goal line near corner. Squirts free right out to Brody Clays, who stopped it with a stick and then just jumped on it now. Pereira and Kip Ledzianko having words. They'll skate away. But this is the period, Greg. Pensacola is a +6 in the first period in their scoring. It's the only period where they have positive goal differential. And, I mean, they did this last night. Were able to jump out 1-0, and Birmingham had a hard time getting the equalizer, and it took to the third period to do so. Off the draw, Matthews takes a shot that just goes high near cross or near post along the far boards. Urasek sends it into the Birmingham Bulls zone. Clark takes a big hit from Urasek, but still manages to get it out. Former Bull Troy Button drops it back for another former, oh, that's Timmy Faulkner, I apologize. Ahead for Elkston, but that was going to come back. Icing will be called on Pensacola. I saw the referee's arm up for a second. I thought, okay,
right.
what is he called? A shattered stick on the ice. They'll have to clean up, but a face-off back into the Ice Flyer zone.
And oddly, another one of these nights, Jody, we were sitting here and you're down a goal, 1-0. But, I mean, the Bulls have been carrying the play here to Pensacola. It seems like they've been in their end, you know,
just
90%
like last night.
of the time, yeah.
We had a 16-4 shot advantage, and we're trailing 1-0 last night. It's a testament to Pensacola making the most of their chances as they'll skate through center ice. Urasek has it. Drops it back. Faulkner with a shot blocked by Thurston. Once again, right place, right time. Thurston keeps it out in front of the net. Elkston with the puck. Sends it back at the blue line for Cahill. Long slap shot. Blocked by Christie. And the puck escapes the zone. Back comes Apatagan with the puck. Sends one in front. Sticked aside by Clays. Christie will pick it up. Had it taken away from him, but manages to try his best to take it away. Still tied up. It'll come back near side. Sosinski has the puck behind his own net now. Wilson will circle in front. Sosinski holds on to the puck, sends one long man pass through center ice. Couldn't connect with Noreka, and Olnick sends it into the Bull zone. Olnick and Ledzianko check together at the same time. And Pensacola easily clears. Houston Wilson sends it to Matt Wiesner. Wiesner with a shot off the glove of Hayden Stewart, played into the near corner. Noreka has it. He's watched by Romeo. Back at the point for Sosinski. Sends one in front, knocked down by Ledzianko. Now Jamie Dorsey picks it up for the Bulls, and he'll send a long pass up through center ice. Connects with Sinclair. Sinclair moves around one, can't move around the second. Sosinski, who takes the puck away. Noreka through center ice, looking for Houston Wilson. The Bulls take it away. Look out, here comes Rose. Rose shot. That one that goes right into the mitt of Brody Clays. Greg, Rose found himself all alone behind the Bulls' defense. How does that not result in a goal?
Well, that's the hardest shot to make, Jody, is when you got to come from your forehand, cutting across to your backhand. A lot easier if Rose is cutting in the other way there, but nonetheless, Brody Clays did a great job tracking that puck, came across with the glove, and hey, played that angle perfectly off the backhand, made the save, and the Bulls are none the closer to getting that first goal.
Well, you don't want frustration to set in, and after last night, there's no reason for it to for Birmingham. But when you have a scoring chance like that with your best goal scorer, you kind of want a different result than what you got. And we spoke a little bit about this last night. Carson Rhodes is tied for fourth in goal scoring in the league with 19. He has 4 goals and 2 assists this season against Pensacola. However, he only had 1 goal since January 11. So I know he'd love to get the monkey off his back, and that was a good chance to do so. He'll have to wait again for a next opportunity.
Absolutely. 2/17 President's Day. The Bulls are back this President's Day hosting the Huntsville Havoc at the Pelham Civic Complex. Join us on Monday, February 17th with a 4 p.m. puck drop. The first 1,000 adults through the door will score a Bulls cap. Enjoy happy hour specials for the adults and plenty of action-packed fun for the kids. Don't miss out this President's Day matchup, Monday, February 17th at 4 p.m. Get your tickets now at bullshockey.net.
Face off to the left of Clay's. Puck is dropped loose right through the slot. Bulls pick it up. Rose a shot. That one sticked or either block or save into the netting by Clay, so we'll do it again.
And Jody, it's one of those things where I get it according to the numbers, you know what I mean? It's like guys feel like they're snake bit because they haven't scored or, gotten points in X number of games or stuff like that. And what I tell people like that, Jody, is you know what? You're snake bit when you're not getting the opportunities. If you're getting the opportunities, it's just a matter of time. You just got to stick with it.
Good point. Off the draw, Pensacola chips it to center ice. Picked up by Nick Price. Phil Edzianko on him. He gets past Edzianko but can't get the shot off. There's a centering pass for Bondarenko. It's too hard and it goes back to center ice. But Pensacola hammers it right back in. Blake Tosto centers one out in front and Nick Price draws the penalty. I'll say okay. Austin Lotz did a good job last night. Nick Price did a good job then.
Well, it is, Jody. You can definitely see the change in Pensacola's game tonight where when they get the puck behind their goal line and their D slow the game down, they're not even making an exit pass in their own zone. They're sending everybody beyond the blue line into the neutral zone, and you saw a post up where the guy skates up to the red line, he just pops it back to another guy skating into it. But this is definitely a change in offense here for Pensacola.
On their first power play of the night, they were 1 for 2 last night. Phil Edzianko with the penalty for a hook, taking down Nick Price. Pensacola's Tosta, far side Bondarenko, back to Cale List, thought about a wrister. Now he snaps one in, deflected high by Urasek. Puck comes free to Blake Tosto. He'll give it to Urasek near boards. Cross-ice pass connects with Bondarenko, who dropped it and gloved it and dropped it. Bondarenko for Cahill. Plays it down low for Urasek. Trevor Thurston knocks him off the play, and he missed a chance at a centering pass. Puck comes back to List inside the blue line, takes a shot. Save made. Now Urasek coming into the crease. Not appreciated by the Bulls as Hayden Stewart made the save and held on. He's still trying to get free. That's Trevor Thurston in there once again, making sure he knows he can't do that.
Well, good save there by Hayden Stewart through traffic. And the key there, Jody, is no rebound. And especially when they're on the power play, they've got that extra man. But you can see a little more fight in Pensacola in front of the paint tonight because last night, any pucks going towards the net, guys were just kind of playing that gentleman's game of, we won't get near the goalie. But there's a lot of fight there, and the Bulls blocked them out well.
Pensacola's going to reach down deeper. They know how much this game means after losing last night. In their minds, I'm sure they think we've got to have this win. So I think you'll see a lot more desperation and a lot harder play from Pensacola than we saw last night. On the draw, Birmingham's Ben Higgins comes free, tries to get around the defense of Bartuccio Pereira, who hauls him down, and a triple will be called on Bartuccio Pereira. So Birmingham will get its first chance on the power play tonight. Last night they were 1 for 3, and of course that one was the game winner off the stick of Taylor Brierly.
And a lot of times, Jody, there's a lot of little things in the game that are just overlooked by people, but I want to point out right there, Higgins, how hard he skated down the ice to break up that play, go in one-on-one, and it's that second and third effort that he had that essentially he just killed off the rest of the Pensacola penalty by himself by drawing that penalty.
Yeah, a minute 4 remaining on the penalty to Phil Edzianko, a minute 4 that is, so 56 seconds of power play time will come to Birmingham after we have a little 4-on-4. That's providing no other calls are made. Dorsey with the puck. A lot of open ice now with 4-on-4 hockey. Kozarev ahead for Rose, going after it. Clays gets nailed by Dorsey, and this is going to be trouble. Yep. There's going to be a penalty called, although Clays was out of the trapezoid. Dorsey was coming in trying to find the loose puck. I don't think there was any intent to injure there, Greg. They just collided.
No.
Outside of that trapezoid. Back in the day, that's a legal hit.
Yeah, well,
Not anymore.
I've been there, Jody, and it's one of those things where as a goalie, you're going to the wall, and you have to look down towards the glass to stop that puck, and then as you step back towards your net and your neck is leading the way, and Dorsey going for the puck
Well,
just
look at this,
absolutely
Greg.
collided in.
They're immediately bringing in the medical unit from behind the goal. The paramedic unit's being called in. Pensacola immediately asked for help as Dorsey's being escorted off the ice. So I have a feeling that's it for the night for Jamie Dorsey. It was a bad hit. I'm not saying it wasn't an easy hit. It was a hard collision. But once again, Brody Clays out of that trapezoid behind the goal line, and Dorsey coming in hard after it. Clays was trying to play the puck before
Right.
Dorsey got there. So the collision that ensued, I don't think could be avoided. But
Wow.
still, it's a penalty is a penalty.
That will be, nonetheless, you're going to get a penalty for it, and then we'll just see based on how it looked, and that's where if we get a replay up there, or
Oh, boy, I don't agree with that.
they call charging.
They called a match penalty for charging, which means, in the referee's mind, Jamie Dorsey had an intent to injure. That is not true.
Wow.
They had a collision because Dorsey was going after the puck, forechecking, and Brody Clays, if they'll show the replay, was trying to play the puck before Dorsey arrived, and he was well out of that trapezoid. So, yes, it was a hit on the goaltender, which is never good, and it is a penalty. But a match penalty for intent to injure, charging, no way. He didn't even charge him, Greg.
Right, that was definitely a match for charging, and charging.
When you say definitely, you agree with that?
Well, no, because honestly, I was following the puck as he rimmed it around, so I didn't see the contact, but I'm going to see if I can't pull it up here, Jody. But charging is when a player makes contact with another player and his feet are moving, right? So it's charging. That's the call. The match penalty that usually follows is if there's an injury as a result of the initial penalty.
Well, there was no intent to injure either.
Well,
But, look,
intent to injure is a whole nother ball game, in my opinion, Jody. So
that's a gray area on
Yes.
the match penalty for Dorsey. I don't have a problem with the penalty of charging. The only thing I'll say about it again is how would Jamie Dorsey, how is he supposed to avoid that collision, Greg?
well, that's a great question. We'll see what we can get here when I get this thing pulled up.
And it looks like Cody Karpinski is going to be inserted into the lineup. There's, I believe, a little bit of blood on the ice over there, or else that's just a piece of cloth. It is blood because they're going to go scrape it up. Slowly but surely, Brody Clays, who's had a heck of a 4 periods against the Birmingham Bulls, slowly skating off. I hate to see that. I hope he's okay, but you can definitely see blood all over the back of his jersey. Cody Karpinski will take his place. Karpinski with an 0-2 and 0 wins, 2 losses, 1 shootout loss, 3.14 goals against, 900 save percentage.
So you can definitely see here, and in the 4-on-4 hockey, Jody, it puts everybody up on the forecheck. So you can see Dorsey came in, Kozarov puts it up, Rose dumps it in.
The only thing I'll say about what you just showed me, and the audience that's watching at home on Flow Sports did not see, if they could somehow cue up the replay, you'll be able to. There was a collision. There was nothing that both players could do about it because they were going after the puck. But I did see Dorsey raise his arms just as the collision took place, and that's probably where the match penalty call comes from.
Well, and the worst part about that hit, Jody, probably isn't the, if you look at it real close, it's probably not the actual contact of Dorsey, but if you watch closely, it's as he hits Clays, his helmet comes off, and then Clays careens backwards into the boards, and that's probably where
So the blood came from the boards.
his
not
helmet
the hit.
came off, right? So that's just a lot of bad luck in there and everything else, but the fortunate thing is Clay's up on his feet.
Yeah, he's okay.
And, well,
He
it
just-
came off, and that's the best thing right now, because that could have been really
I believe what they'll put him, I'm sure maybe give him a few stitches and he'll be done for the night.
Yep.
Maybe put him under concussion protocol. But, and listen, I'm not on the ice. I don't know what's going through Jamie Dorsey or Brody Clays' mind, but I just did not see anything but two players going after the puck and colliding. And the raising of the arm, the forearm, if you will, that's where the issue I have with it is. And Dorsey, again, I don't think he had any intent to even hit the goaltender, much less hurt. But that's what happened.
Well, it's one of those things, too, where the way Dorsey skates, his head's down in his feet, Jody, and he's looking at the ice, and you know what I mean? He's a bull in a china shop. He's not here for finesse and, skill edge skating, that's for sure. So, one of those things where awareness and all that. But nonetheless, the Bulls are going to have a 5-minute major here to kill off, and we've got Ledzianko in there for the Bulls serving the penalty. With
Kip Ledzianko sitting with his brother Phil, who was in there for the original call. So we're going to have 4-on-3 hockey for 44 seconds unless something is called, which is the combination the Bulls won with last night in overtime. And after that 44 seconds is up, it'll be 5 on, help me do the math here, because Pensacola has to serve the remaining portion of that 141. So it'll be 4-on-4 for another minute 41. Unless another call is made, then they go on the major power play.
Well, that's right. So the way that it sits now, you'll have a power play for 44 seconds, then you'll have 4-on-4 for a minute, and then you'll have 3 minutes of power play time that Pensacola can score as many times as they can on that 3 minutes because it won't come off the board.
Again, that's all providing no other calls are made as we're back to action. Trevor Thurston with the puck. He'll just try and kill some time. Circles ahead. Look out. He gives it to Brierly. One-on-one with Cale List. Brierly falls down. That's the 4th time. Bondarenko takes the puck away for Tosto. Return for List. Stick save made by Stewart. Rebound picked up by Pensacola. Bondarenko sends it to Price. Cale List with it. Back to Bondarenko. List. Fanned on that shot. McTavish couldn't go after it. Down low, it's play for Tosto. Back for Cale List. His shot deflected wide, and the Bulls clear the puck. Down to 2 seconds, one, and we're at 4-on-4 hockey for another 55 seconds. Then Pensacola gets on a major power play for the remaining time. Nick Price for Bondarenko. Gets past Ledzianko, gives it to Price. Shovels it into the corner. Played there by Timmy Faulkner. Romeo on him. Loose puck played now by Nick Price. Centers went through the slot, knocked away. Bondarenko has it. Taken away from him, though, by Clark in Birmingham. 3-on-2. That's a bad line change by Pensacola. That's too many men, Greg. Elkstown was out on the ice as the Bulls were bringing it in 3-on-2. And the replacement, I believe it was Faulkner, was inside the Bulls' blue line. No call is made, but how is that not too many men?
Oh, it's all about where you're positioned, Jody, and where the play was actually coming from. It's just a lazy line change by Pensacola, but nonetheless.
But an intentional line change
sure.
to make sure that 3-on-2 became a 3-on-3.
That's right.
Either way, back to action. Matt Wiesner has the puck and he drops it back for his defense for Timmy Faulkner. Near side for Button. His pass is deflected. Bulls take it. Sinclair dumps it in behind the net. Going after it hard. There's Ryan Romeo. Tried to lift the stick of Button. He couldn't do it. And now we're on the major power play for Pensacola. Another 3:14 remaining. That's 5-on-4 for the Ice Flyers. Cale List will start it. He'll stop behind his own net and wait for the play to take place. List steps out in front, skates away. Higgins watching him. List drops it back for Bondarenko. He gains the Bulls' blue line, drops it for Yurasek. Return for Bondarenko, whips it around near side. Tosto is there. Gives it to Cahill. Cahill still with the puck for Bondarenko. Far face-off circle. He'll back it out as Matthews was closing in. Blake Tosto. List for Bondarenko. There's List with a one-timer deflected wide by the Bulls defense.
And that was dangerous, Jody, with all that traffic in front.
List with the puck for Blake Tosto. Cross-ice pass Bondarenko through the slot. His shot is deflected nicely by, I believe that was Ben Higgins. Nice play by Higgins. Now it's played down low. Jurasek has it. Brierly hugging that near post, forces the pass out. List for Bondarenko. Birmingham needs a clearing pass. Cahill with it. Birmingham intercepts and clears. Nice play. That one by Olnick.
Bulls will have to hurry here, get some new personnel out there, Jody, and they got them.
Under 2 minutes to go in this major power play for Pensacola. They're up 1-0 with 3:40 to go in the first period. Nick Price brings it into the Bull zone, gets past one man. Thurston takes it away and clears.
That was a nifty little move there by Thurston, pulling it one-handed from backhand to forehand and clearing the zone.
Houston Wilson brings it in. He'll drop it back for Noreka. At the blue line, played by Nick Price, deflected high and wide. Taken by the Bulls, and they'll clear it down the length of the ice right on net. That's the first shot that was taken on the new Pensacola goaltender. Now taken down to the place Houston Wilson. I thought I heard a whistle, Greg, but no.
Nope.
It's played back into the Pensacola zone. Karpinski drops it off. We had under a minute to go of power play time for Pensacola. Houston Wilson takes the puck. McTavish will try and catch up. Wilson brings it in, drops it far side for Price. Gives it to Jurasek, back to Price. Price, fans on the shot. Matthews chips it to the far boards. Wilson has it. Wilson through the slot takes the shot. That one high into the netting and out of play. And so with 2:27 to go here in the first period, Birmingham trying to keep this a one-goal game as Pensacola on the major power play.
And Jody, there's something that I thought about. You asked me about the guys losing their edges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, breaking it down ever since you said that, there's a lot of the pucks just wobbling around. Guys are, you know, whiffing on passes. They just can't quite get a good shot off on their stick. And I'm wondering, usually when the Bulls play, the only other thing they will have before they play is like public skating or something like that. You know,
I know where you're going.
They had a hockey game on here earlier today, and it was a mid-afternoon game. I think it started about 1:30 or so and ran right up until. So I'm just saying.
I never thought of that.
That ice could have a lot of ruts in it, and then there was a game last night at 10:30 after the Bulls, following it up with another. I mean, that's a lot of
well, I was
hard
here
hockey.
when that game was going on, and they scraped the ice twice before they flooded it. So I thought it would be okay, but you're right, Greg. That
could be.
That could have a major impact on the quality of the ice tonight for both teams.
Well, the thing about it is that both have to play on it, Jody. It's no different than playing down on the pond.
Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart. Pensacola still on the power play. Tosto had it bounce over his stick, but he keeps it alive. Shovels it behind the net. Jurasek had it taken away by Clark. Sinclair can't get it out. Bondarenko with the puck. Far face-off circle, plays it down low. Jurasek, Tosto, cross ice to Bondarenko. Bondarenko has it. The announcer was wrong. Glove save made by Stewart. The announcer said teams are back at full and even strength. There's still 5 seconds left on this power play. I think he got ahead of himself a little bit.
In 5 seconds. We'll just tag that on there.
A minute 59 remaining in the first period. What would behoove the Birmingham Bulls, Greg, is to kill the rest of this 5 seconds off. Go down and get the equalizer.
Well, and they get back to work 5-on-5. Then a very discombobulated period, Jody, with not a whole lot of 5-on-5 hockey.
Off the draw, Phil Edzianko wins. Taken by the Bulls and cleared, and that'll do it for the power play. We're back at full and even strength as his brother Kip serving the penalty for Dorsey comes alive.
That's a huge kill for the Bulls, Jody.
Brierly watching Dabrowski, who is the the heel. Now Wiesner and Thurston take a go at each other. Here we go. As Kugler came in to Thurston. Both go down. Now on top, Kugler just pounding right hand after right hand. Kugler, technically the third man in, as the original altercation was between Trevor Thurston. And I
Hey.
believe that was Houston, or excuse
look,
here we
look.
go.
He grabbed a whole
Hayden
lot.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Now everybody comes
Yeah.
in. Here we go, folks.
And
Thurston's still down, by the way, as Kugler's escorted out.
And so here's the impact of this, Jody, where actually as a hockey player, I like Kugler's style. You know what I mean? He's a big, strong D. He can fight, but this is the kind of stuff that gets him in trouble. And if you're looking at who you're going to go with on the Bulls, you know what I mean? Thurston's not that guy.
No.
He's the skilled D. I mean,
But it's really hurt.
well,
though,
I
right?
know. He's hurt because he wasn't going to fight back. And when he was down on the bottom, and Kugler gives him 3 or 4 from up top, that's
Yeah.
going to get him extra minutes. And then he grabs a hold of Hayden Stewart coming away. So Pensacola could end up with another 7 minutes of penalties here.
That breaks an unwritten rule in hockey. You don't punch a man when he's down and not fighting back. But
Well-
Kugler got 3 or 4 of them when he was down on the ice.
But
We'll see what the calls are. It'll be interesting to me to see if there's a major power play for Birmingham coming out of that, and then what the call is Kugler grabbed the head of Hayden Stewart after it was over with.
and there's that unwritten enforcer rule book, Jody, and you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But when the big boys go, and you know what I mean, Thurston looks like he's a big boy, but
He's not a pugilist.
right, but they know that that's not his game, and you can't throw those extra 3 bombs if you're Kugler because, you know, it's not Dorsey, it's not Matthews, it's not Powell.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, those are the enforcers. You want to go toe-to-toe, you go, but I don't know where he thought that Thurston was looking for a dance partner there, because I think that'd be the first time all year.
Well, he was the third man in. There was an original pushing and
Wiesner.
shoving after the whistle with Wiesner along with Thurston, and out of nowhere, here came Kugler in, and he not only went after Thurston and got 4 or 5 good punches as Thurston was on the ice, but kind of went after Hayden Stewart, too, giving him the headlock.
Well, and that's the thing. If it was, did he grab Hayden Stewart? And we couldn't really see it, but did he grab him in a headlock, or did he grab his face mask? Because that's a face masking, and that's a major penalty, too. So
We've had one major power play or one major penalty call for charging that I understand. I may not have agreed with the call, how it was enforced, but I understand it. It was a penalty.
yeah.
This is going to be interesting to me just to see what happens as far as Kugler goes, because you and I both know this. If Kugler's not kicked out of this game,
He
it's
will.
on. It is on if he's still in this game the remaining 2 periods of this hockey game.
Jody, he's done.
I've seen stranger things happen.
No way.
But if you want to maintain control of this game, if you're Mark Dungan, you got to let him go to the locker room and stay there.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to be awful. Now, both assistant captains coming to the bench to explain it with their coaches. Troy Button explaining to Gary Graham, and there was really no animation there from head coach Gary Graham. As I'm looking at the Bulls bench, Craig Simchuk asking the referee to come over. There's a double minors all that's going to be assessed to Preston Kugler, so no, he's not out of the game.
Well, that's a double minor that's showing up on the board, Jody.
True, and
Because you could have 5s on the other side of that.
oh, and look at this. Faulkner skated by Kozarev, giving him a stick. Kozarev gave him one right back. This is going to get sticky, Greg. If Kugler is not given a misconduct, as Noreka goes to the penalty box to serve that double minor, if Kugler's not given a misconduct, it's going to be a war out here later on in this hockey game.
Oh, absolutely.
This is how referees lose control. We don't have the call yet. We'll find it, and I hope for the sake of this hockey game and everybody that's on the ice, Kugler's out for the remainder of the game like Dorsey was. Plays it live in the Pensacola zone. Rose sends it back to Brierly. Cross-ice pass almost resulting in a breakaway for Wiesner. Kozarev down low for Phil Dianco. Back to Kozarev. Brierly has it. Far side, Rose. Back to Brierly. Brierly pressured there by Bondarenko, gives it up to Rose. Brierly's far side, Kozarev. Down low, played by Ledzianko. Birmingham controlling the puck and passing it well, but no shots as now the puck escapes the zone past McGregor Sinclair. I did not catch the penalty call on that, Greg. It was low volume. Did you hear the word misconduct anywhere?
No.
Okay. Just remember that, folks. He had the opportunity to keep this game under control, but at the second period, look out. Kozarev plays it far side for Brierly. We're down to 36 seconds. There's a shot by Rhodes, bobbled by Karpinski, but taken by Pensacola and cleared the ice. I have a really major problem with that, Greg.
Well, we can talk about that here at the next stoppage of play, Jody, or maybe it'll be after this 22 seconds here.
First penalty, first minor penalty almost over. We're down to 15 seconds of power play time remaining. Bulls send it behind the net. Kip Ledzianko is there. He loses the puck, though, and Houston Wilson skates ahead. 10 seconds to go. Wilson into the Bull zone. Nice play by Kip Ledzianko. He just poke-checked it away, and it came right in on Stewart and holds on. The reason I have a problem with it, Greg, is not what happened with Thurston so much. It's because of how it happened with Trevor Thurston and Kugler, and then going after Hayden Stewart on top of it. How does that not result in something more than 2 minor penalties?
Great question.
Goodness.
Especially after with the Dorsey situation.
And that wasn't even intentional.
Well,
okay. I have very complimentary last night, not so much tonight. Because that'll do it for the first period of play. Let's see how things transpire as both teams skate. Back to the benches is Urasek, escorted by the linesman away from the Bulls bench. Noreka had a few words for somebody. I don't know who.
well, it's one of those things,
Now
Jody.
Kevin Kerr is giving it to somebody as he gets by the Pensacola
Watch
bench.
out.
The linesman steps in between Kerr. Kerr still giving an earful. Now the referee, Mark Dungan, comes in. I do not see who he's screaming, yelling. Now Greg Simchuk comes in. Is it Faulkner they're yelling at? Or is it Bartuccio Pereira?
Jody, I think he's just asking if he knows where there's any good President's Day sales coming up. I think that's all they're talking about.
This one is going to get really, really, really intense, Greg.
Yep.
And it all could have been avoided. I'm going to say it again. It's all avoided if Preston Kugler has been kicked out of the game.
Well,
We would not have this tension going over, and you know retaliation and retribution's coming. You know it is.
well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you talk about having those guys in the lineup because Dorsey is, in tonight's lineup, the resident tough guy. But did you notice once he was ejected from the game, all of a sudden everybody got a little bit tougher?
Yeah, Pensacola
A
found their
little bit
muscle.
chippier, and you know what I mean?
With Dorsey out, the heavyweight fighter, if you will, a heavyweight contender, that can play hockey but can also throw them. Pensacola got a little tougher and a little bit more brave with him out of the lineup. I'm just telling you, this is a huge mistake not giving Kugler the door. And I think he had more reason to be kicked out of the game than Dorsey did.
Okay, so, Jody, if you want to take a quick peek at this down here. So here, the whole thing started off with Wiesner coming in.
Just remember, our fans are not seeing this.
Well, that's why I'm going to explain it very graphically. So, from the Hayden Stewart catches the puck as it gets dumped in. Wiesner skates up to Thurston in front of the net, and Thurston gives him a little shot, and then Wiesner grabs his stick and carries it off, okay? So right there, Thurston is standing there in front of Hayden Stewart, does not have a stick, and here comes Kugler.
Kugler was 30 feet away.
Yep, and starts, straight up with the stick up and hands up, and away we go, and he jumps him. So there's your two for instigating. Okay, Thurston holds him off, hasn't thrown a punch yet.
Thurston went down.
Down, 2, 3. Okay, so there we are.
Still holding on to Thurston. I don't know if there's any craziness going on there, but he has a hold of
do a good
him.
job breaking it up. And then Kugler goes over to the box, and
He's out of the picture now. He's
out of
grabbed.
the picture.
He grabbed and punched Hayden Stewart.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's got to be gone for that.
This is how you lose control of a hockey game very fast, and you won't be able to regain it. You just won't.
Well, and I get that it's a 4-minute power play, but
That's nothing. That's beside the point.
just like Dorsey, right? Whether Dorsey, he was involved in an incident and Clays went down, so Dorsey is out of the game. Kugler's got to be out of the game too, and if he comes back, look out.
Well, we'll see what happens from here on out. We'll play the first part of our interview that we normally have with head coach Craig Simchuk. Hopefully the ads that Hockey TV runs won't interfere with it, but we'll take a break. Quick 1-minute ad from our sponsors, and I'm going to say hello to a very old and dear friend of mine who just walked up. His name's Brian Gennard. I knew him from Birmingham back in the 90s, worked with him in Mobile for the Mystics, and out of the blue, he shows up here smiling and, of course, got his favorite beverage in hand. All right, stay with us, folks. After a couple of ads from our sponsor, we'll play our head coach interview with head coach Craig Simchuk. 1-0 Pensacola at the end of one period of play.
Yell at the tool, nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur.
Jody Chernetsky along with Birmingham Bulls head coach Craig Simchuk. Love that brand of hockey, and it was tight checking, it was finishing checks, it was back and forth, excellent goaltending on both ends of the ice. It was a lot of fun to watch. Your thoughts on last night?
Yeah, it was everything that we thought it would be. It's two teams battling for a playoff spot. Like I said yesterday, we're approaching, and I'm sure Gary Graham and Pensacola is approaching the same way. Every game is Game 7. And we're not looking too far ahead, but yeah, like you said, it was tight checking, not a lot of grade A's either way, but I was happy with the effort. I know we kind of fell short in the first half of the game, and we had to battle back, but I didn't think the score necessarily indicated how we were playing. I thought we possessed the puck and had a lot of ozone time, and that was something we talked about and worked on all week, is establishing a cycle game, working their D, getting pucks deep, and generating offense from the cycle. And I think the shots indicated that.
Not that the effort hasn't been there the last couple of months, but it had a different feel to that hockey game for us last night and the Bulls in general. One thing I want to ask you about is the involvement offensively of your defensemen. Last night it looked totally different from me, or to me. Low shots from the blue line, traffic in front, sticks on the ice trying to get deflections. I haven't seen that at least be successful, but last night it paid off big time.
Exactly, and it's something that we talk about, and we're trying to implement, and we're still trying to pound it in the guys' heads that you need someone in front of the goalies. The goalies at this level, if they see it, they're going to stop it. We need net traffic. We need good shots, not head-high shots, but shots from the point that get through. But there's also bodies there and sticks that can be deflected. So, no, it was good to see that our D are getting some shots through, and I think it's even more than that. I think they were keeping pucks in. I think there's a few, especially Brierly's leading the rush. Thurston's involved, and they're jumping up as that fourth attacker up front, which really gives teams a lot of trouble.
Speaking of that, it speaks well for your forwards, too. I don't know how many times I looked up last night and saw in the offensive zone defensemen in the corners. Somebody's got to come back and take their spot, but it seemed like everybody was involved offensively for us last night instead of the three up front.
And that's what we're kind of we've been talking about it all year, and maybe now it's starting to click. Offense and defense is a five-man unit. So if a D is going down the wall to keep a puck in the O zone, we need someone to replace him. And so we kind of took a book out of Peoria's page there, because when we went up there, that's all their D did. And that's what we're trying to instill in our defensemen here, is being activated, being creative in the O zone, and then being responsible in the D zone.
I made a comment last night. It's odd and funny you bring up Peoria, that Birmingham looked more like Peoria last night than I've ever seen them look in the 3 years that I've been doing this.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Peoria is a top team in this league for a reason. So there's certain models and systems we kind of take from every team that we play. And certainly the cycle game and the heart on the forecheck and just staying connected all over the ice as a five-man unit is something I think Peoria excels in. And that's something that we're trying to improve on in our game.
It seemed like as well, we've played the dump and chase game before, but last night getting the defensemen involved in the digging and forechecking for the puck kind of caught Pensacola off guard. I don't think they were expecting our D-men to get involved offensively. Are we going to look at the same thing tonight, or is it you're going to back off a little bit?
No, we're going to take the game to them. It's going to be the same game plan. Is we want to get pucks deep, get below their goal line, and work their D. We know that movement and creativity causes confusion. So when teams are moving and D are activating and coming down the walls and making plays, it's hard for us to play D zone coverage. So now we want to reciprocate that in the offensive zone and create some O zone pressure.
Countless times last night I saw players like Kozarev and Deledziankos and even Carson Rose. They looked differently up against the boards when they could sense a hit coming, a high hit, possibly to the shoulder head. They were ducking out of the way. They finally seemed to have figured out, I don't have to take this hit if I'm aware of what's going on in my surroundings.
Yeah, it's obviously for those guys, they're skilled players, right? They're not here big bruisers, crash and bangers, but they have that sense to them then when they know when pressure's coming. So they have good edge work and good elusiveness, and we talk about it. We call it deception. So we work on it all the time in practice, having deception, faking one way and going the other, so you can avoid those big hits and avoid from getting hit and pinned in the O zone, and continue the cycle and continue to move your feet. So yeah, those guys are hard to contain. As long as they're moving their feet, they're going to be dangerous.
I thought last night, and Greg Drevany and I spoke about this on the air, throughout the first 40 minutes especially, Austin Lotz, possibly by himself, saved 5 goals from going in. It could have been ugly if it hadn't been for Lotz. What's your thoughts on Austin Lotz's game last night?
Well, that's why we pay him the big bucks, right? No, like I said, from day one, our goalies are a backbone of our team, and when we built this team a couple years ago, built from the goaltender out, and they're leaders on and off the ice, and the work they put in. I'm so happy for him and Stewie to see them have success, because it's so deserved. But his last 3 games that Lotzy's been in, I mean, he's back in Lotzy form. I know last year it was really tough with the injury and not being able to get back in playoffs, but he's moving well, he's tracking pucks well, and little things that not a lot of fans see or may notice in a game is their involvement on the puck. Him and Stewie both play the puck so well. They're like a 6 or a third D-man, a 6th man on the ice. When a team rims it in, they can quick up, they can move it to a D-man, move it to a center or winger, and now we're off on the attack again. And that just helps alleviate their forecheck, but helps us break out a lot cleaner.
I got to talk about the
All right, Bulls fans, it's that time again. In between periods, we like to look around and see what else is going on in the SPHL tonight. A little bit of a slow night tonight. Only one other game going on, but it's a big one when you talk about how it's going to affect the standings. And as the Bulls are looking to move up in the standings, currently sitting in 6th place with 39 points. 7th place, Macon Mayhem at 37. 8th place is Evansville with 37. And then in 9th place, and 9th place is where the cutoff, they do not make the playoffs. In 9th place is Quad City with 36. So, just 3 points behind the Bulls, sitting at 39. And tonight, the other game is Roanoke and Knoxville. And in the third period, they are tied at 2. Knoxville sits ahead of the Bulls in 5th spot at 43 points. And Roanoke is 1 spot ahead of Knoxville in 4th place with 46. So, definitely, as you start talking about the middle of the pack there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, only 10 points separate those teams. And with 2 points for a win, it only takes 5 games, 20 games left in this last third of the season. A lot of hockey to be played, and every 2 points counts. And here in Pelham, after the first period, Pensacola over Birmingham Bulls, 1-0. Going into the second period, we'll resume with the broadcast here in about 3rd minute. 3 minutes. Shots even at 10 apiece. And a lot of off-man hockey. A lot of 5-on-4 action, 4-on-4 action, 4-on-3 action. You name it, we saw it in that first period. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bulls rally back. And in my opinion, their best scoring opportunities against Pensacola last night and tonight have come when they've been 5-on-5 or on the power play. They will start off the second period for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. They will be on the power play after Preston Kugler had a bit of a come apart down there and took a whole bunch of penalties. And we'll update you real quick on that now that they've got it uploaded, because Jody was asking about if he was going to be back in the game. Did he get a misconduct? What was going on? And the way that all worked out, folks, is basically Kugler and Thurston both got 5 minutes for fighting, so that washes, okay? Kugler also got the fighting aggressor a 10-minute misconduct now on the board. So that 10-minute misconduct, it does not show up as a penalty on the board. It's just deemed as a 10, and he'll be ejected from the game, and we won't see him back tonight. And then his 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct and the 2 minutes for the fighting instigator is what resulted in the 4-minute power play for the Bulls to end that second period. And with 2:20 remaining in that, we'll see what the Bulls can do. All right, that's the update. We'll be back in just a minute.
Okay, folks, Jody Chernesky and Greg Dreveny back at the Pelham Civic Complex. Pensacola with a 1-0 lead on our Birmingham Bulls as we head into the second period. Pensacola's record is 8-5-2-1 when scoring first, and when they lead after one period of play, Pensacola is 7-3-3-1. Birmingham, when trailing after one period of play, is only 3-9-0 for all the numerologists out there. And I need to say something really quick about a good friend of mine and president, commissioner of this hockey league. Please stop texting me about what's happening between USA and Canada. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear. I want to go home after this game and enjoy watching it. As for the rest of you fans out there, I love you, but please don't put a message on this board. I begged you last night. I want to go home as if I'm watching the game live. Please, 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 no updates on USA Canada. You hear me, Doug Price? Okay, I've got that out of my system. I'm ready to go. You either, Greg Dreveny. Don't pull it up on your phone and shove it in my face. Birmingham 2:13 remaining on the power play as we start this second period as Sinclair drops it back to Kozarev, brings it into Pensacola zone. Cross-ice pass for Ledzianko. Around the boards near side, they're going to have to hustle over to get it, and Brierly does. Kozarev drops it for Sinclair. He chips it for Phil Ledzianko, having a little trouble maintaining control. Now Rose, hammered there by Ivan Bondarenko. Kozarev hustles over to keep it alive for the Bulls. Brierly sends it far side for Phil Ledzianko. Down low for Sinclair, curls around behind the net. Near side for Kozarev, return. Back at the point, Brierly. Slap shot deflected right off the stick of Matt Wiesner, and it comes all the way outside into the Bull zone. Brierly almost lost his edge again, but it manages to put the puck in the Pensacola zone. 1:15 remaining on the power play for the Birmingham Bulls. Rose has it. Out of the zone it goes as Romeo wasn't expecting a quick pass like that. Birmingham will have to retreat. Olnick brings it in. Slowly skating behind the Pensacola net, holding on to the puck. Slides it for Romeo. In front, deflected. That one by McTavish, not once but twice. He couldn't put it in. Romeo sends it far side for Phil Ledzianko. Back to Romeo. Back to Ledzianko. His shot escapes the zone, and Birmingham will have to retreat.
Pensacola's had 2 good blocks so far on this penalty kill, Jody.
30 seconds of power play time remaining for the Bulls. Kept Ledzianko, had it go off his stick and then back into center ice. Not good. But try it again. Apatagan sends it behind the net. Olnick is there, hit by Button. Comes to McTavish, curls around. Back at the point for Romeo. Far side, McTavish takes a shot right in on Karpinski. He'll squeeze it between the pads, and we'll have a face-off now. Here we go. Once again, this one between, it looks like Houston Wilson and Apatagan. As smartly, Karpinski skates away, and it looks like both of them are going to go. Apatagan and it's Faulkner, Timmy Faulkner, my apologies.
Yep.
Probably get coincidental minors. So 8 seconds remaining on the power play for Birmingham, and then we'll be back at even strength. Greg, that wasn't a very good power play.
Well, Jody, it's one of those things, just to remind everybody at home, you're just tuning in. Brody Clays was actually left the game in the first period, and if I'm the Bulls, I just want to be teeing up everything and testing out Karpinski here and seeing what the kid's got, because it's hard as a goaltender, Jody. You're coming in, you're not playing that night, you're not dialed in and warm up or whatever, and the last thing you want to do is give a guy time to settle in, and you want to put some pucks on the net here.
He came in cold. You're not allowed to take warm-up shots either. Now,
interestingly enough, oh, okay, they're gone.
The A team is not here tonight as far as the scoreboard's concerned and the announcing. Pat Johnson's out of town. The clock's still not running on the power play time. They gotta figure this out. Come on, guys. This is
welcome to the family.
I don't know what they're going to do. We've got to have this done. We've got to have it done properly. The clock's got to start when it's supposed to and stop when it's supposed to.
Yeah, so usually timing it out from how long that probably took to happen, Jody, with a face-off down, ices the puck, travels the length of the ice. I would probably...
Well, the power play's over with. That was long after 8 seconds.
I mean, that's what I mean. Worst case scenario, that's 5 seconds, and then there was, definitely more than 3 seconds on there. So I knocked that 8 seconds off the board, put everybody back 5-on-5, and whack 8 seconds off the clock and get going here.
I don't like to see things like that.
No.
As the referee, Mark Dungan, skates over, he's got to get the clock set the way he wants it and at the time he needs it. He's the only one that will be able to do it. And one little mistake, and this is what happens.
He's got a handle. He notified, saw it happen, went over, took care of it. He got the clock set to where he wants it. And we could just rip and run here. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And with the dump by Pensacola, it's odd that this face-off is to Hayden Stewart's right, Jody.
All right, they're announcing the penalties and times of them. So we'll keep it here with us. We'll let you know as soon as we get the official call. As the puck is sent into the Pensacola zone, List picks it up. It'll be an icing call on the Birmingham Bulls. 17:28 showing on the clock here in the second period. Bulls still trailing 1-0. They're out shooting Pensacola 14-11, but trailing on the scoreboard. Basically the same thing that happened last night.
Right.
Off the draw, Sosinski takes it, shovels it down low. Phil Edzianko takes it for Birmingham. He drops it for Briley, or attempted to, almost had it taken away by Urasek. Now Birmingham chips one off the boards, and now Kozarev has it. Kozarev, far boards. Centers one out for Briley. A shot save made by Karpinski as Taylor had an opportunity, Greg, but he tucked when it was passed by Kozarev. Really came right to the heel of the stick instead of on the blade, and he never got a good shot at it.
Well, Jody, when Gretzky played, he set up his office behind the net, and I'm telling you, the more that we watch Brierly, his office is right in that slot, cruising in from the blue line, and there he was again doing it, and that's a big save by Karpinski. The 5-hole shot was there. He just squeezed those pads together at the last second and gobbled it up.
It's a goal if it's a clean acceptance of the pass. Taylor Briley's not going to miss that, but we'll try it again. Face off to the left of Karpinski. Controlled by the Bulls. Ryan Romeo has it. Romeo takes a shot. Blocker save made by Karpinski. And Pereira tries to get it out. Can't do it. Played behind the net. Button, along with McTavish, who takes the shot. Save made. Penalty coming up on Pensacola. And they're wanting to draw Birmingham's Higgins in on a fight, Pereira, but smartly Ben Higgins backs up, skates away, and he'll let, at least at this point, Pereira take the minor penalty, and we'll go back on the power play.
And Higgins is coming over to the ref. He's saying, look, whatever he did to him behind the net, if he drew blood, Jody, that should be an extra
I agree.
Couple minutes. Uh-oh, he's not happy at all.
Be careful you don't get an unsportsmanlike.
There you go.
Let the referee make his call, skate to the bench, and let's play hockey. We got a power play out of it. We don't need to give it right back.
Well, that's the thing, Jody. In all your years of watching hockey, how many times have you ever seen a referee change the call based on
they don't do it.
Somebody getting upset and pitching a fit in the penalty box?
The only time I've ever seen it happen is when there's blood, and once he makes a call of no or yes, it's over with. You're right. They don't change their minds just because you ask them to.
And some more odd man hockey.
Yeah, cross-checking is the call, if I heard right, on Bartuccio Pereira. 5-on-4 hockey with 16:46 to go in the second, unless another call is made. McTavish on the draw, gets it to Jared Christie. He'll play it back to Romeo. Far side pass, Bulls in control. Down low, centers a pass, goal! Colton Olick on a great feed from Troy McTavish, who made that play from behind the goal line. And now, here we go. Power play goal for the Birmingham Bulls. And that is scores tied 1-1.
That's the difference, Jody, when you talk about tape-to-tape passes, because it was tick-tack-toe down to McTavish, up to Olick, and he made no mistake with that. Karpinski had no chance. Bango, boongo, up in the pigeon. That's what we call it in Bermuda.
9th goal of the season for Olnick. We know one assist on the play is going to come to McTavish. That'll be his 14th assist on the year. I don't know if there's a secondary assist or not. There should be. But nonetheless, power play goal for Birmingham. Ties the score up at 1. Now, I'm not sure what happened just then, as Jurasek and Elkston made a beeline towards their bench.
Right.
Now the face-off is at center ice. They'll toss out Sinclair. And with everybody moving,
his ninth goal.
everybody moving, puck is finally dropped. Caden Cahill with the puck. He'll send it behind the net, played by Stewart. Chopped, but not out. It gets past Sosinski, finally out through center ice. Kip Ledzianko has it. Chips it for Olnick. He'll slide it behind the net, played by Karpinski, far boards. Kip Ledzianko sends a shot in. It's deflected wide into this near corner. Sosinski will shovel it off far side. Kip Ledzianko once again has his pass intercepted by List, who gives it to Elkstam, and he'll skate away. His pass for Cahill off the mark. Clark for Birmingham curls, turns, and he'll skate it, but he's going to lose the puck once again. 15:40 to go, second period. Score tied at 1. Kozarev ahead for Sinclair, who sends one behind the net of Cody Karpinski. Houston Wilson with the puck now. Intercepted by Phil Ledzianko. Tries to get away from Wilson. He'll have to drop it back. Matthews sends a shot in. Nice deflection in front. But Johnny on the spot. Karpinski either was in the right spot or made a great save.
Well, he pulled it down, Jody. He tracked that one all the way in. The Bulls skated through his line of vision with Karpinski. Good job picking that one up. Pulled it down. No rebound there. And I'll tell you what, both teams right now are playing with a lot more what I call reckless abandon, Jody, and they are going right now with full intensity and foot on the gas.
Rose, after the draw, takes a shot. Quick shot, wrister, a snapper, if you will, right in. Karpinski saw it, though, and made the save. Matthews still down on a knee. I don't know exactly what happened there. Maybe he's just tired.
Well,
I don't think so.
Can you feel it, Jody? Can you feel the top of the kettle starting to bubble around?
I feel a little momentum going the other way as well. I don't know how long it'll last, but I can feel it. Matthews with the puck. Slides it for Brierly. Behind the net it's played. Rose near side boards. Back for Phil Ledzianko. Kozarev takes the shot well wide of the net, and Pensacola skate away. Noreka takes a hit there from Phil Ledzianko. Almost knocked him down right in front of his own bench. They'll take the puck away, and look out, Kozarev with it. Puts the brakes on, slides it over. Matthews a shot. That one goes wide. Centering pass past everyone, and Wilson skates away for Pensacola. He'll drop it back for Noreka, who puts it in deep. Matthews shovels it behind his own net for Brierly. Forechecking for Pensacola pays off. Noreka takes it away. Wilson in front for Tosto. He couldn't connect. Loose puck played by the Ice Flyers. Tosto backhands for Wilson. Save made by Stewart. And that one, folks, is the best save of the night by any goaltender. Hayden Stewart slides over to that right post and somehow made the stop.
Jody, I saw that one manifesting all the way from the far corner. You saw Wilson just playing it, just like a basketball player's got a sweet spot on the court. He was just waiting. The puck came out to the top of the slot. Little one-timer, perfect dish to Wilson. Stewart came across, and I don't know how that one stayed out of the net, but what a save by Hayden Stewart, and that is one you're going to want to mark down on your clock for.
Without a doubt. And after the play was over and the whistle to give us our first media timeout of the second period, Houston Wilson laughing. He went up to Hayden Stewart, good sportsmanship. He tapped him on his pad, said good save, and went back to their benches.
And for the most part, Jody, that's how hockey players really are. You know what I mean? Wilson's been here. He's been around Stewart before. He knows what kind of guy he is. And, you know, that's just camaraderie there. And then when you drop the puck and the whistle goes, hey, then it's all business between the whistles.
I'm just glad, and not because it's Pensacola or Preston Kugler, I'm just glad that element is out of the game and we can actually play hockey now instead of looking for retribution. Agreed?
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent, but I think everybody else is now picking up their physical game, Jody.
That's okay, though.
Yeah.
That creates a better hockey game. Instead of dirtiness and just looking for payback, you're actually playing tight checking and finishing your checks, and a little more physical play is always a good thing. Tosto sends one behind the net. Stewart stops it. Plays it around the far boards. Connecting with Kip Ledzianko. Takes a hit from Price. Christie score! Christie picked up the loose pocket. Center ice. Skated in right wing side. Snapped one over the right side of Cody Karpinski and the Birmingham Bulls take their first lead of the night, 2-1.
You saw that one coming, Jody. Quick transition through the Bulls, through the neutral zone. Good heads-up pass. Hit Christie flying across the blue line. Used the D as a screen. Caught Karpinski coming right to left. And Christie just threw it exactly where Karpinski just stepped from. Beat him low post. And folks, that's a tough save to make if you're a goaltender. What a shot by Christie.
We'll get the call on the assist in just a moment. Birmingham with their first lead of the night, and to be honest, did not lead at all last night until the game was over with the overtime goal by Brierly. Pensacola sends one ahead for Elkston. Gets away from him. Kip Ledzianko sends it far side for Olnick. Behind the net it's played. Faulkner has it. Behind his own net. Timmy Faulkner ahead for Elkston. Through center ice, looking to connect with Dabrowski. Has the puck in the Bull zone. He'll drop it back. Looking for Jirasek, who takes a hit from Kip Ledzianko, who got the worst end of that one. Now his brother Phil backhands one out into center ice. Played there by Faulkner. Elkston takes the pass, brings it in the Bull zone. Over for Wiesner, a shot, save made by Stewart. And he'll squeeze it in that midsection and hold on. We'll have a face-off to his right. 13:03 remaining second period. Bulls up 2-1.
Stewart standing tall in there, Jody. Wiesner left all alone on that left side. Good outlet pass to him. He came in one-on-one and put it right in the Bull's head in the center of Hayden Stewart's chest, and he made no mistake. That puck did not hit the ice. He pulled that one in with his hands, and there'll be a face-off here to his left side.
Matt Wiesner along with Phil Ledzianko on the draw. That one came right back to Stewart. Romeo takes it away, and they'll set it ahead. That's Kozarev with the puck. It's away from Button. Centers one in front. Rose! A save made by Karpinski on the backhander by Carson Rose. Here comes Pensacola. Noreka with it. Brings it into the Bull zone. Played behind the net. Houston Wilson centers one, but Ryan Romeo the only one there. Chips it ahead for Ledzianko. He put himself in offside, so he couldn't make the play complete. Puck goes out of play. Face-off will come up at center ice.
And for everybody at home, Jody, Hayden Stewart helping himself out on that last goal scored by the Bulls. Jared Christie got it with an assist by Apatagan, and Hayden Stewart on the secondary assist.
Wow.
So Stewart gets an assist, and the Bulls go up 2-1.
Apatagan's had a couple of good games. Goal last night, an assist tonight. Playing well defensively. Higgins takes a shot from Nick Price, who gives him a second look. We'll keep an eye on that one as Bondarenko brings it into the Bull zone. He sends a shot wide of the net. Near boards, it's played by Higgins. He takes a shot again from Price, but the puck comes to Jared Christie. Centers a pass. Shot. Save made by Karpinski off the stick of Clark. Birmingham buzzing now. Behind the net is play for Apatagan. Tried to center one out, couldn't do it. Intercepted by Pensacola, and they'll clear it through center ice. Now Bondarenko brings it in. Watched by Clark, taken out of the play. Birmingham picks the loose puck up. Sends it ahead for Kip Ledzianko. Three Pensacola players back as Button deflects. Kip Ledzianko shot out of play, so a face-off will come up in the Pensacola zone.
And you can see, Jody, Birmingham has adjusted to what Pensacola was doing to them in the first period, of keeping that guy high in the neutral zone and playing that stretch game, looking for quick offense out the other way and trying to catch one defender back. And Pensacola does it right back to Birmingham, and this is just going to be end-to-end action here as long as these two teams keep up the pace.
Well, if another goal happens for Birmingham, Pensacola is going to start. They're going to have to start taking a few chances in the offensive zone, sending some players in deep, and that's when more scoring opportunities will take place for Birmingham.
Absolutely. Here in the draw to Karpinski's left.
We're over halfway through this hockey game, or almost halfway through with it, that is. 11:42 remaining here in the second period. Kipledzianko on the draw for Birmingham, loses it. As Jurasek wins it, Pensacola trying to control the puck, and it squirts behind the net. Timmy Faulkner ahead for Cahill, taken away by Sinclair. Nowhere to go, so he sends it behind the net. Faulkner hounded by Sinclair. Backhands one out for Jurasek, and off the races we go. Lucas Jurasek takes a shot. Save made by Stewart, but it got by him. Luckily wide of the net as Olnick through center ice gives it to Sinclair. Gets it past Faulkner as Birmingham changing lines. Far side played by Cahill. He'll drop it back on his defense. Now pass set up nicely to Caden Cahill in the bull zone. Cuts through the middle into the slide. Still loose in front looking for Elkston, but it gets past him, and Birmingham fortunate that didn't result in a scoring chance. Cale List with the puck. He'll drop it back for Pereira. Clark intercepts that pass. He'll bring it in to the Pensacola zone. Behind the net played for Phil Edzianko. Cale List takes him out of the play. Now Kozarev tried a centering pass, but it hit the back of the net. Couldn't get it out in front. Rose will play it behind the net for Kozarev. No one in front, so he'll hold on far side. Nikita taken down by Houston Wilson. Who gives him another shove. Now Clark comes into Houston Wilson, but be careful. You know what'll happen. Carson Rose takes a shot, save, rebound loose in the slot. Wilson will skate away. Cooler heads prevailed on that, thank goodness. Otherwise, Pensacola would be on the power play. Now Stewart almost gave it up to Wilson. Pensacola with a puck penalty coming up on Birmingham. This one's going to be, I believe, on McTavish for hauling down. It looks like Nick Price. With 9:55 remaining, a media timeout. McTavish is going to go to the box.
Yep.
And this
They're not done yet, Jody.
And here we go along the far boards. Clark comes in to get involved with Wiesner, I believe that is. They're still grabbing a hold of each other. Clark and Wiesner separated by the linesman. Now, Wiesner initially went after Matthews. Not a very smart move by Wiesner unless he's trying to draw the penalty, which he may have.
Well, and
which is his game.
Always Wiesner's MO, right? So
no, nothing wrong with it. He's good at it.
Well, I did see him fight once, though, Jody. So, I mean, it is in there, so you just never know. But
will not be able to listen to the PA announcer anymore tonight. Little problem picking up the voice clearly, and maybe something wrong with the connection. So we'll try and keep you updated on the announcements with Greg listening in tightly and looking at the scorecard itself.
But definitely a lot more clutching and grabbing as we progress into this one. Halfway through the game, Jody, and I tell you what, this has just been a second period that it seems like we played a period and a half here, and it's only been 10 minutes deep. So
we're still in the media timeout.
Absolutely. 228 Military Kids Jersey Night. The Birmingham Bulls are proud to honor veterans and active members of the U.S. military on Friday, February 28th at the Pelham Civic Complex as they face off against the Huntsville Havoc. The first 1,000 kids through the doors will receive a military-themed jersey, courtesy of Excalibur Services and Fox 6. Don't miss a night of action-packed fun for the whole family. Join us Friday, February 28th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at bullshockey.net.
When's that Kids Jersey Day? February 28th. 28th?
Yep.
Okay. That's always a big night. If you're planning on coming to the game, I advise you to get your tickets as soon as you can, and then the day of the game, be here before the doors open. Otherwise, you won't get a jersey. There's only a few of them to be given out, so get here early for the game. List to Bondarenko. They're starting the power play. They're third of the night. Puck comes free. Look out. Olning has it. Gets by List, but puck into the corner really didn't amount to anything other than a cleared pass, but Olning had a good shot at it. If the puck is anywhere against the boards, he got a good shorthanded opportunity. Kel List. Just an awkward drop back pass. I wish everyone would stop doing that. Tosto tried to set up Bondarenko, didn't connect, and the puck comes back into center ice. Bondarenko, far side Tosto. Brierly takes that puck away and clears it down the ice.
I'd like to see stats on that, Jody. I just wonder how many times when teams actually do that, do they get into the offensive zone and actually set up for the power play? Because more times than not, it never amounts into anything.
Bondarenko through the slot, taken down, no call. Maybe he was trying to draw it, maybe not now.
Yep.
There's a penalty coming up, and I believe it's going to be on Bondarenko for either delay of game or interference. He took the stick away, kicked it. He didn't like the non-call.
Take your pick.
And now Bondarenko escorted over. That'll kill the power play. The remaining 52 seconds of it for Pensacola. Bondarenko still giving an earful to the referee who called the interference. Bondarenko visibly upset, still sitting down screaming in the penalty box.
And one of those ones, Jody, he's too good of a player for him to get a 10 and be gone for the game. You know what I mean? There's the guy, hey, you got it. It happens in hockey. How many times do you see it that the first thing is missed, but it's the retaliation that's always picked up? And that's a case of what happened just there. So
Bondarenko, statistically their best player. Now, I don't know what happens in the locker room, but I'd like to have him. If that makes it, if that means anything. But he's in the box now, 4-on-4 hockey for another 52 seconds. Unless something else is called, Birmingham will have a power play for 1 minute and 8 seconds after the penalty expires to Clark. Off the draw, Pensacola plays it behind their own net for Tosto. Lots of open ice now as Tosto brings it into the Bull zone. Brierly takes it away from him. Gingerly chips it back to center ice, and Pensacola will try it again. Nick Price for Timmy Faulkner. He can't get by Thurston. Thurston takes him into the boards. Loose puck in the corner. Comes near side, picked up off the boards by Nick Price. He'll skate back to center ice as Jared Christie was all over him and he didn't like his numbers. Sends one ahead for Faulkner, almost put himself offside. Puck taken away by Brierly. We're down to 6 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Then Birmingham will be on the power play. Kip Ledzianko has it. Centers one over for Christie. Birmingham now on the power play as Clark brings out of the penalty box. There's the Ledzianko, Kip that is. The shot was deflected and stopped by Houston Wilson. And Pensacola clears. Thurston looking over to the bench, waiting to see if he's called for the power play or to come off. Skating away, Romeo gets it ahead to Sinclair. Cross-ice pass and a nice one to Phil Ledzianko. Drops it back for Romeo. Phil should have shot the puck. Rose has it. Top of that slot. Backhanded out easily. And down the ice. Greg, why can't we shoot the puck when we need to?
Well, one of those things, they're just trying to look for that perfect setup, Jody, and here they come down across the neutral zone.
Rose drops it back for Kozarev. 20 seconds of power play time remaining. Kozarev near side. Sends a pass over, trying to connect with Rose. He finally got the puck, and that shot went wide. Birmingham maintains possession. Romeo has the puck near side. We're down to 5 seconds left. Romeo sets it over for Carson Rose in front, looking for a deflection. They got it, but well wide, and Pensacola has cleared the puck and killed the penalty. We're back at 5-on-5 hockey.
Higgins.
Puck comes down. Higgins beats everybody to the puck. Waved off the icing. Behind the net, Pereira sets it far side. It got past Clark, so here comes numbers for Pensacola. Ivan Bondarenko lost it. And a big hit along the boards there by Urasek on an Apatagan. Whistle blows. And you're going to have a penalty called here. I don't know who it's going to be on. Is
6.
Is this going to be on Pensacola?
Too many men on the ice. I think when...
Well, now that you say that, it does make sense. The play was right in front of the Pensacola bench when that hit took place. So Imantas Noreko will go into the penalty box and serve what probably is a too many men on the ice penalty and another power play for the Bulls. They're third of the night. They're 1 for 2.
And what happened there, Jody, is the Pensacola player was coming to the bench, Apatega just skated back through with the puck, so he took his liberties on the hit on Apatega. Good hard hit, but Pensacola got jumped on the ice, and that's 6.
Romeo skates away from Wilson. He'll send it far side. Romeo with the puck. Almost lost it, but he maintains control. Now this one, Romeo keeps it alive. Once again, Thurston with it. He takes a shot with traffic in front. Save made. A nice play by Birmingham, but just no conversion. Thurston with it again. Slap shots. Blocker save made by Karpinski. Puck sent around the near boards. Thurston absorbs the hit. Birmingham keeps the pressure on. Olnick with a shot. That one high. Puck played behind the net. Far boards picked up by Houston Wilson. Right in on Stewart. Stick save. Birmingham will go the other way. 1:10 remaining on the power play for the Bulls. 5:25 remaining in the second period. Birmingham, 2 second period goals. Lead by a score 2-1. Romeo drops it back on that hinge play and doesn't work. Now it's loose at center ice. Romeo takes control. This time we'll go forward instead of backwards, I thought. Ledzianko, Phil, that is, ahead for Rose, who puts it into the Pensacola zone.
Smartly.
Yeah, it's good to go forward instead of backwards when you have control of the puck.
Get it deep.
Behind the net, it's played. Everyone except for Brierly and Rose back there for Birmingham. Now it's loose along the near corner. Ledzianko takes his man out, trying to poke it free. It does. Taken by Rose. He takes a shot, whistled it wide. 20 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham as Brierly sets it up for Kozarev. Played down low. Back to Brierly. They're putting pressure on the puck wherever it is, Pensacola. Brierly takes a shot, deflected by Sinclair. Save made by Karpinski, and Pensacola clears. Didn't work, Greg, but that's the kind of play that results in goals.
I like that effort by Sinclair in front, Jody. After it goes off his pad, that little nifty backhand attempt to try and get that rebound in. I'll take that all day long.
Anytime you can put men in front of your opposing net, anything can happen. Deflections, intentional or not. Screening of the goaltender. That's what I like to see. Puck cleared by Pensacola. Birmingham's Matthews has it. He'll send it in deep. Higgins, after the hit from Pereira, sends it far side. Birmingham can't maintain possession, though, as Noreka couldn't get by Matthews. Nice play by Collar, but it's given up. There's a shot by Price, and Hayden Stewart makes the save, and the most happy person on the ice right now is Tony Epitegan. He coughed that one up and gave an opportunity of opportunities for Nick Price, but Stewart saves the day.
And as Epitegan gives Hayden Stewart a little fist bump there, Jody, it's one of those ones where as a goaltender, he's saying to him, what do you think, a little out back tomorrow afternoon because it's on me. What a save by Hayden Stewart, bailing out the Bulls there on that little mishap defensively, but that's why they're there to close the door, Jody, and build the wall.
4,277 in attendance tonight. I'm not sure if that's a sellout or not, but I know it was close to it before the game started.
Well, one of those things we were looking at, Jody, with a number of people, but they've filled it up here tonight. It looks like standing room only, so I like it. And on 3-7, Alter Ego Night / Church Night, the Birmingham Bulls are kicking off Alter Ego Weekend by becoming the Cahaba Valley Vipers. Thanks to CBS 42. Don't miss this special event as the Vipers hit the ice to take on the Roanoke Rail Dogs on Friday, March 7th at the Pelham Civic Complex. Puck drops at 7 p.m. It's also church night. Groups of 10 or more can enjoy a special group discount.
Back to action. Greg, you can finish in a second as Elkson takes the puck. Clark had it for a moment. Pensacola takes it right back. Matthews ties up his man on the play, and as a result, Birmingham clears the zone. Nice nifty pass near side for Pereira, but that's going to be, well, he had his arm up in the air. I thought it was going to be offside, but he puts his arm right back down. Now Matthews had his stick lifted. McTavish had it, but Dabrowski takes it away, and Olnick picks the loose puck up, sends it near corner. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Bulls leading by a score 2-1. Yurasek. Look for Dabrowski, tipped away from him by Brierly. Loose puck behind the net, picked up by Olnick. He can't get it out. Through the slot, loose puck picked up by Kip Ledzianko ahead for his brother Phil. He catches up with it, can't get the shot off. Timmy Faulkner with a good play, breaks that opportunity up for Pensacola. Now Houston Wilson brings it into the Bull zone, drops it for Bondarenko. Can't get past Brierly, so he'll drop it for Faulkner. Wilson takes a shot, blocker save made by Stewart. Puck comes near side. Wilson takes down Phil Ledzianko, loose in the Birmingham zone and finally cleared. Kozarev for Phil Ledzianko, drops it near side. Kozarev had the open net, couldn't pull the trigger soon enough. Neat setup, great feed. Kozarev just a split second too late in pulling the trigger. Now Wilson brings it into the Bull zone, drops it back at the point for Tosto. Down behind the net, Bondarenko has it. Thought about stepping out in front, but couldn't get away from Romeo. There's Wilson with taking the pass. His shot never made it through, but Pensacola keeps it alive. Bondarenko drops it for Faulkner. Bertuccio Pereira. Pereira behind the net, sends one out in front, gets past everyone, and taking no chances, Rose just sips it back into the Pensacola zone.
Almost again.
Elkston had it for a moment. Romeo picks it up for Clark. Long pass ahead for McTavish. Drops it back for Christie. Christie in front looking for Apotegan. A good idea, but the glove save and he stops the pass. Really more of a pass than a shot. Save is made.
When you've got bodies going to the net, making the simple play is always a good option here. And just to finish up, 3-7 alter ego night / church night. For groups of 10 or more can enjoy the special group discount. Call the Bulls office for more information or to book your church group tickets. Experience the fun of alter ego weekend and cheer on the Vipers for one night only. Get your ticket now at bullshockey.net.
You like the Viper jerseys, Greg?
I like that concept.
I do too. I really do.
You know, the gray with the green.
Great uniforms.
Yep. Strike and snake action. They look mean, you know.
It's a great, it's a great marketing thing. They just look natural. The Cahaba Valley Vipers, the mean snake logo on it. I really like it. And like you said, the colors are perfect for it.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where a lot of people, you know, you think of the Birmingham Bulls, BJCC, but Pellin is actually in Cahaba Valley, and that's where it comes from.
Well, that's where Joe Stroud comes in, and he knows how to work it, and he hit the jackpot on that. Everyone loves it. Under a minute to go here in the second period. Birmingham can't keep the puck alive. Elkston skates away, brings it into Birmingham zone. Takes a shot, stick save, made, rebound in front. Elkston is now pressured by Clark behind the net, grabbing, clutching. Now Kip Ledzianko takes a shot from Timmy Faulkner, another one, left after left. Faulkner trying to goad him in on a penalty. And he's going to wind up getting a roughing penalty himself if the referee saw that. Now again, Matthews now getting into the pushing and shoving match with Faulkner.
Now we're getting somewhere. Matthews pop out there and give Faulkner a dance partner.
I don't know if we'll get coincidentals out of this or not. But again, I don't hesitate to say this. If Jamie Dorsey and Preston Kugler are still on the ice or on each other's benches, you could have an old-time bench clear out of something like this.
Well, you could,
but we're not.
Right, but with Faulkner there, Jody, I mean, I get it. You want to come in and you want to police, but you know what? When you're coming in, you've got the frame that kid has. You know, he's looking 6'5", 6'6", whatever it is. You don't come into a pile behind the net leading with your stick in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come down, you police with your gloves and your fists and let everybody be aware. You're a presence, so use that presence. But Poor Ledzianko back there. Got that stick, came down on him. And Matthews was in there in a hurry.
We'll have coincidental minors with 44.8 seconds remaining in this period. And we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for the remainder of the period unless something else is called. Birmingham gains control of the faceoff. Kozarev brings it in past Pereira, cuts through the middle, takes a shot. How did he not make that one?
Wow, it was a big save.
Clear sailing to the goal, and that one went high and wide. Now loose puck behind the goal line in the Pensacola zone. Rose kicks it to the near corner. Bondarenko will pick it up. 20 seconds left to go here in the second period. Ivan Bondarenko tries to get past Phil Ledzianko. He'll set it for Houston Wilson. Far side, return for Wilson. Brierly chops it away from him. Along the near boards, Bondarenko has it. He's going to try and stuff it. I knew it. Hayden Stewart right on the spot makes the save and puts the mid on it. And with 1.4 seconds remaining, face off in the Birmingham zone.
1.4, Jody. Can you actually get a playoff? I know about 3 seconds. You know what I mean? Maybe 2.5. Can you get a shot to the net?
Yeah, I think you can if you don't try and draw it back. You just push the shot forward as soon as the puck drops.
I guess it depends on your clock operator, so we'll see how this one goes here.
We'll have the last half of the interview with head coach Craig Simchuk after this. A couple of spots. Out the draw.
Yep.
Shot taken by Noreka, goes wide, and they're still looking for some shoving matches. Noreka curls right back around in front of Stewart. No takers, though. So at the end of 2 periods of play, Pensacola led after 1. Birmingham, just like the numbers state, Pensacola's worst period of their season is the second. They're minus 22, now minus 24 on the season in the second period. Birmingham will take a 2-1 lead into the locker room. Now there's still jawing going on back and forth between the Pensacola bench, this time and Kyler Matthews. I don't know, Greg, what do you say about this? You may know the reason for this, I don't, but it seems to me that since the Birmingham locker room is to our left, you should give the Birmingham Bulls the bench furthest to the left. Pensacola's exit to their locker room is right underneath of us, and there's a gate on the right bench that goes that way. So why are we doing it backwards?
Well, that would eliminate a lot of confusion, Jody.
And trouble.
And it would definitely take away from having to skate past their bench every period to get to ours. So
I like it. I like that kind of hockey. I like the jawing. I like the jabs. I like the getting under your skin. But I don't know. There's got to be a reason that the benches are where they are.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, it's where the Bulls, which end they want to defend twice, I guess. I don't know. Good question.
Yep. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, Greg has a few things for you. We'll also get into our advertisers a little bit, and then the last half of the interview with head coach Craig Simchuk. Jody Chernesky along with Greg Drevany. Bulls 2, Pensacola 1 at the end of 2 periods of play. Stay with us, everyone.
Looking for excitement and the chance to win big? The Birmingham Racecourse Casino is open 24/7, and it's your destination for nonstop entertainment. Whether it's the thrill of the horse racing or spinning of the wheels of our world-class slots and table games, we've got it all. Plus, with player rewards and a welcoming atmosphere, every visit feels like a win. Head over to Birmingham Racecourse Casino, just off I-459, exit 31. Must be 21 or older to play. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, where you can be a winner too. The official racecourse casino partner of the Birmingham Bulls. Have you been injured in an accident? The insurance company's giving you the runaround? You don't have to face this alone. At Mizrano Law, we fight for injury victims like you to get the compensation you deserve. Medical bills, lost wages, car wrecks, we make sure you're covered. When you've been injured, time is critical. Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you. Call Mizrano Law now for a free consultation. It's simple. Call 205-800-8000 today or visit Mizrano.com. We're available 24/7 to fight for you. That's right. Justice is just a call away. Dial 205-800-8000 now. Mizrano Law, the official Alabama injury lawyers partner of the Birmingham Bulls. Looking to upgrade your space with furniture that turns heads? Tired of the same old cookie cutter designs? We've got just what you need at Flipsy's Furniture. We bring your designer furniture at wholesale prices. Every piece is diligently crafted with your comfort and style in mind. No compromises, no exceptions, from modern masterpieces to timeless classics. We source from the world's most exceptional furniture makers to bring you one-of-a-kind pieces that truly stand out. Because why blend in when you're meant to shine? Locally owned and quality obsessed with innovative style, Flipsy's Furniture, designer furniture at wholesale prices. Stop by today and elevate your space. Flipsy's Furniture, the official furniture partner of the Birmingham Bulls. Want your car to shine like new? Ready for a clean, slick look? Whether you need a quick clean or the ultimate deep wash, we've got you covered at Mark I Car Wash. We offer a variety of wash types to fit your need, and every wash comes with free vacuums. Want unlimited washes for one low price? Join our Unlimited Wash Club for as low as $19.99 a month, with your first month just at $11. That's unlimited washes, rain or shine, so why wait? Stop by Mark I Car Wash today and let's get that car sparkling. Mark I Car Wash, clean, fast, fun. Mark I Car Wash, the official car wash partner of the Birmingham Bulls. Looking to live your best life? The Southern Shirt Company has you covered. It's time to upgrade your wardrobe with our end-of-the-season sale. Shop quality clothing that blends comfort and style, perfect for every occasion. From trendy tees to laid-back lifestyle wear, we've got everything you need to enjoy the good life. Don't miss out on incredible savings before it's too late. Visit southernshirt.com and get a deal before it's too late. Southern Shirt Company, enjoy the good life, the official clothing partner for the Birmingham Bulls. Is your home showing signs of foundation trouble? Cracked walls, uneven floors, or sagging ceilings? Southern Home Structural Specialist has got you covered, providing expert solution with over 25 years of experience. We'll do anything from fixing cracks to leveling floors and crawl space work. Located locally in downtown Birmingham area. Foundation repair questions, we have the answers. FoundationUnlimited.com. Call 205-520-9777 for a free estimate today. Southern Home Structural Specialist, the official structural specialist of the Birmingham Bulls.
One of the most bonehead, pinhead moves I've ever seen in my life. A decent hockey player, Sam Dabrowski, just out of the blue decides he's going to stick Austin Lice. Austin made a nice move. He kind of let the referee know that it happened, if you know what I mean. But if you're his head coach, if that happens to one of your players on the Birmingham Bulls, and they take a penalty in overtime, something tells me it would be close to a waiver wire situation the next day. What were your thoughts when you saw that happen?
Originally, I didn't even see it. I didn't see it live. I heard about it, and then I went back and watched it right after the game. I don't know. I can't put myself in his head. If there's something that led up to it, if there was chirping or anything, I can understand, but that never happened. To do that in that kind of game, in the situation, and we talk about game management, and you can't you can't take a penalty in overtime and 200 feet from your goal. We were in no scoring threat in Pensacola zone, so you never want to see a penalty in the O zone, but I would definitely not be too happy if I was Pensacola's coach, and I'm sure they had a discussion today.
I don't think that would happen to anybody on our team. I don't think they would make that move. But to close it out, off-ice official that mans their penalty box, the visiting team's penalty box, told me that when he made it into the penalty box, it was nothing happened bad. It was commonplace to him. He looked at the off-ice official and said, "I always do that. I always stick the goalie. I always stick a skate. I just didn't expect him to go down that hard, and oh well, it just happened." It was like he didn't care.
I don't know if I have a comment on that, but we'll take the 2 points. I mean, we're great to be on the power play, 4-on-3, and I always say a 4-on-3 power play is harder to kill than a 5-on-3. There's more room out there, and you put our 4 guys out there, 4 elite players. I like our chances.
All right, let's talk about tonight. You've always told me you got 2 great goaltenders, 1A, or 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call them, and there's no argument on that. But you've always told me you go with a hot hand. Who can we expect to see in the net tonight?
Stewie's going to go tonight. No reason in particular. I like to keep the goalies fresh, and I do like to go with my hunch. And when a goalie's hot, you ride them. But I know early on in the season we kind of slowed Lotzie down a bit, played Stewie more, and then Lotzie got his shot. But we need to get Stewie back to where he needs to be, and hopefully it'll be a tough decision on Monday.
I expect him to come back with Clays again tonight. He and Lights played, I thought, a great game, both of them last night. Does the game plan change any tonight?
Yeah, we talked about it a bit. Obviously, we want to get more traffic in front of him. Like, he's a big goalie.
Yeah.
If he sees it, he's going to stop it. But I think on our dumps, I think he came out and played a lot of pucks. We got to place dumps better where we can get on the puck and avoid Brody Clays from being able to break their team out cleanly. So I think that's one aspect, but probably more shots from the inside. I think we had a lot of shots from the outside. A few times we passed good grade A scoring opportunities. So if we can get in those grade A's and shoot it, that's definitely our number one goal. But generating more shots from inside the house than just throwing pucks to the net from the outside.
This is, to me, just as big a game tonight, if not bigger, than last night's were. I expect Pensacola to come out desperate. They need a win. They need 2 points in the worst of ways, maybe even more than we do. How can you counteract that emotion as far as the home crowd goes and our own bench goes? Because you know they're going to come out. They do better in the first period than every other period, much better. So I know they're going to come out blazing. What do you want to do to slow them down in the first period?
I think we just match their intensity. We talked about it yesterday. I didn't necessarily love our start right off the puck drop, but if we can come out guns a-blazing, match their energy, but just manage pucks. I think at times we didn't manage pucks or we didn't manage the game. And by that I mean long shift. We're not trying to go on a rush. We're trying to get it deep so we can go for a line change. And I think we got to be harder on getting pucks out. I think at times we panicked with pucks when we had some split second longer to make an actual play. So if we clean up some of our little mistakes, I think we're going to be just fine.
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight. All right, Craig Simchuk, I'm Jody Chernesky. Stay tuned. Third period action coming up right after this.
Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire Symbols light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel our lives and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveney back at the Pelham Civic Complex. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of the third period of play. Birmingham out in front 2-1 around the league tonight. One other game. Roanoke out in front of Knoxville and finishes them off in regulation 3-2. So, Greg, tell us what that means for Birmingham since Knoxville gets 0 points in the game tonight.
Knoxville gets 0 points tonight, Jody. So that Knoxville's sitting at 5. Birmingham is at 6. And Knoxville has 43 points. So they will sit there. And the Bulls at 39 can pull within 2 points of Knoxville as they battle up and they try and get into that 5th place spot.
And Birmingham has 2 games in hand on Knoxville as well. So,
yes.
You know, I don't know, Greg, if I want to be in 5th place or 6th place. I mean, matchups are very important to me. Last year against Evansville, we did not and still do not match up well against Evansville. We match up better with teams like Pensacola, Huntsville even.
Well, and it's so close, Jody, because even Roanoke at 4th spot, and that's where the top 4 are kind of where you want to be because you'll get that game of home ice advantage. But with their win tonight, they're at 47. So the Bulls with 2 points tonight can pull that one out. They're still within 6 of 4th place, which is where ultimately you want to try and get to.
Well, we still have 20 minutes of action to play here tonight. A regulation win for Birmingham would really, really make me feel very good. I'll just take a win, though, to be honest with you at this point. But it's, you know, when you get that extra point, 3-point games like overtime and shootout, that's the one aspect of hockey I just wish they could figure something else out. When I was a kid growing up, a tie was that. Everybody split 2 points, you got 1 each, and you went home. But nobody liked ties. I just don't like giving an extra participation point because you made it through regulation without losing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right. We'll take our final break. 2 minutes to go till the start of the third period. Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveney. 2-1 Birmingham at the end of 2. Stay with us, everyone. Okay, back at the Pelham Civic Complex, Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveney as we're set for the third period action of tonight's game between Pensacola and Birmingham. Greg, what does Birmingham need to continue doing or do differently to get out of this hockey game with 2 points?
Well, Jody, I think you just got to keep doing what this game evolved into in the last period and a half, and it's just wide open hockey. They're doing a great job stretching the neutral zone. They're getting a lot of odd man rushes coming in, and that's exactly where the Bulls are having their success, because we can see whether it's Karpinski or Clay's in the net, they do very well with straight-on shots, but it's when you get these guys moving left to right, if you throw a little redirection shots and passes at them, that's where the Bulls are having their success and they're lighting the lamp. So we want more of that.
Still a lot of good scoring opportunities, and it looks really well when Birmingham takes the puck. Their defenseman in the offensive zone sends that low shot in like you've been advocating all year long with traffic in front. Many scoring opportunities that came out of that. All right, back to action. We still have 1:10 remaining on the coincidental minors that were called to Kip Ledzianko and Timmy Faulkner. Blake Tosto has the puck for Pensacola, and he'll skate away. Nobody touched him, and he came in. A nice shot, just goes wide. You got to stop him at the blue line. You at least put some pressure on him, and no one did. Tosto sends it far side. Kozarev will pick it up, shovel it behind his own net, and it came to Stewart. Come on, guys. This looks a little discombobulated right now in their own end. Kozarev, who can hurry, 2-on-1. Kozarev brings it in, has Phil Ledzianko with him. Cuts through the slot, over for Brierly. A shot deflected by Bondarenko high. I do not understand why Kozarev does not want to shoot the puck, Greg. I just don't get it. Thurston, just inside the center ice stripe, will go back and set the play for the Bulls as Olnick comes on the ice. Couldn't control the pass, and it's taken there by Susinski. Curls up at the blue line. Draws it for Pereira. His shot goes wide. Sinclair with it behind his own net, still with the puck. He'll drop it back. We're down to 2, and that'll do it. We're back at full and even strength as the coincidentals expire. Puck played off the near boards. Pereira gets it ahead for Wiesner. Couldn't line it up for Houston Wilson as this one's coming back on an icing call. 18:30 remaining in the third period of play.
And that's one thing in the first minute and a half, Jody, with the Bulls, you could see that their D are sagging a little bit in that defensive zone, and they're giving Pensacola a lot of room between the blue line and the top of the circles to come in and shoot, where in the hockey world, that's called closing the gap. And as a goaltender, I hated that because the D are just a screen. You want to push up and get in that action.
Off the draw, Birmingham controls. Problem is, Sinclair's got to go to the bench because he lost his helmet. Puck played in the Bull zone. This one's not going to be an icing. Romeo touches up. Thought about a home run pass, but decides to hold on to it. Gives it up to Clark, taken away by Elkston. A nice play by Romeo to break up a potential 2-on-1. Loose puck picked up by Pensacola. That's Cahill. Drops it for Elkston. Higgins interfered with that. Keeps the pass, at least for the moment, off the slot into the boards. Now Elkston with it near far corner. Olnick and Clark on him. Played behind the net. Stewart lets it go. Hit there on Higgins by Button. He avoids the most part of it, but costs the puck up, and Pensacola has it in their own zone. Susinski gets away from Romeo. Brings it in. Look out. Here comes Pensacola. Cahill comes in. Backhander save made by Stewart. Birmingham comes the other way. That's Brierly. One man back. Brierly in front for a deflection from Kozarev, just out of his reach. Big scoring opportunity for Pensacola. Stewart answers the call. There's a stick save made by Stewart. Pensacola putting the pressure on in the Birmingham zone. Rose tips one through center ice. It'll make it all the way down into the Pensacola zone. Phil Ledzianko negates the icing, but Pensacola brings it right back. Puck slides into the Bull zone. Brierly has it. Lifts one into center ice. Cale List drops it after he gloved it. Tried to bring it in the Bull zone. It's loose. And this one's going to be an offside as Price brings it in. And I believe List was in ahead of the play.
Well, if the game follows suits here, Jody, from what we've seen, thus far, it looks like it's going to boil down to goaltending because both teams seem to be pretty okay with let's play the offensive game here. And, hey, the fans love it, we love it, and all that stuff. But Hayden Stewart stuck a 2-on-0, and you don't see many of those. And then after that 2-on-0, the Bulls go down on a 2-on-1, and Karpinski makes the save as well.
Behind the goal line, Trevor Thurston plays it on the far boards. Birmingham can't clear, though. Right back behind the net, Stewart leaves it for Thurston. Banks one for Olnick, intercepted by List. He pumps one behind the net. Romeo has it. Drops it for Thurston. Slowly and methodically, Thurston steps back. He didn't like what he saw. Wilson forechecking him, and Kip Ledzianko tips one into the crowd and out of play. Birmingham looks a little out of sorts right now, trying to set the offense up, Greg.
Well, you can see even with Romeo with Kozarev looking for the home run pass, you know what I mean? It was almost one of those things where he took off so quick. It was like Romeo was just like, oh, and he just held on to it just for a second too long. And I'm okay with that because you didn't try and force it. But if he could have hit him, that could have been dangerous.
Birmingham out shooting Pensacola 38-24 with just under 16 minutes to go here in the third period of play. Up 2-1. Off the draw, Bulls control. They'll try and slide it out. Look to set it up for Christie out of his reach, and icing will be called as Faulkner had the step on Christie, so the face-off again back into the Bulls zone.
And that is one thing, too, Jody, for Karpinski coming in. He has not had a lot of perimeter shots. I mean, he has been thrown to the wolves here and a lot of point blankers, and I mean, the kid's doing extremely
he's answered
well.
The call.
Yep.
And a couple have got past him, but it's not like they were shots that should have been saved.
Right.
You know, he came in cold turkey off the bench, no warm-ups, played well, kept Pensacola in this game. Now loose puck along the far boards, tied up underneath of Higgins and Faulkner. Now Patagan had it taken away by Bondarenko, who gives it to Caden Cahill. Slides one around the boards. Matthews had it, lost it, but Bulls regain possession. Ahead for Higgins. Higgins takes the shot. Timmy Faulkner with a good defensive play, deflects it out of play, high over the board, so a faceoff will come in the Pensacola zone.
And here's one for our listeners, Jody. I'm just wondering down there as I see Cahill skating around. You know how you always think about, you know, who from the past named Cahill. There was a guy who played Major Junior with me against me, and his name was Darcy Cahill. He was kind of a smaller stature guy who really carries the play like Cahill is. I wonder if that's his dad.
Off the draw, Pensacola controls, sends it to center ice. Birmingham takes it there. Taylor Brierly off the stick of Rose. Played by Karpinski along the near side. Birmingham keeps the possession, and that's Ledzianko. Phil along the near boards. Wanted to set it behind the net for Kozarev, but it was deflected away, and now it's loose. Picked up by Kozarev. He can't get control. Nice defensive play there by Nick Price, avoiding that as he brings it into the Bulls zone. Price takes the shot, blocked by Brierly. Good defensive efforts on both ends of the ice by both teams. Curls through the slot, takes a shot, blocked by Sinclair, and they'll clear it into center ice. Elkstrom takes a hit. This one from Thurston. Thurston is the worst of the wear on that one, goes down. But he definitely separated him from the puck as an icing is called on the Birmingham Bulls.
Oh, you can see that one. Alex Stam saw him coming, Jody, and that was a great heads-up play as that puck came in. He just turned his stick enough just to deflect that puck deep into the Bulls zone. Thurston following through on the hit. And Outstam was ready for him. They met shoulder to shoulder, and he just put Thurston down right there. But that's what I'm talking about. Because if Thurston steps up there and forces a hit, even though he got the worst of it, there's no scoring opportunity from Outstam there. And that's exactly what you want to do, especially with Hayden Stewart. Let him see the puck. I would take Hayden Stewart one-on-one against anybody if a guy gets beat in that situation, as opposed to that stuff where they just back up. Because you take away a goalie's eyes, he's not going to stop many pucks.
You were talking about you'd like to see how many times that hinge play where the puck has dropped back, how many it's worked, and how many has resulted in danger. The only time I remember seeing it work lately is the Canada game against Sweden, where Sidney Crosby dropped one back to Mitch Marner, who brought it in the Sweden zone and ended the hockey game with a wrister himself. Other than that, I'm with you. I don't see any benefit of going backwards when all your momentum's going forward. But I digress. Birmingham with the puck. That's Thurston. He'll try and get it out. Kept alive just inside the blue line by Sosinski. Dangerous pass right through the slot and a slow one. Fortunately for Birmingham, they'll just backhand one out. Again, down on the play, this time Kip Ledzianko. That's about 6 times we've lost our footing. Puck slid behind the net. Romeo will catch up with it first. McTavish tips it out. Look out, here comes Christie. Christie with Apatagan. Score! That was skate save. I thought for sure that was 3-1. A nice play by Christie and a nice tip by Apatagan. Just couldn't result in a goal. Now it's collision far side on Romeo and Bondarenko. There's Houston Wilson takes a hit after the shot from McGregor Sinclair, or Clark that is, and Christie will bring it right back into the Pensacola zone. He turns and shoots. Wow, save made by Karpinski, but that puck almost trickled in the net after the blocker save. Carson Rose with the puck. Circles at that far face-off circle, slides one for Clark in front, looking for a deflection, still loose. And sought and saw by Karpinski, and he just closes the mid on top of the puck. Birmingham's really starting to buzz around down there now.
Well, it's turned into a shooting gallery, Jody. You could see it. Bodies flying everywhere, and the Bulls are right on that intensity, getting that puck down low, maintaining control. They're getting it up top, and what I like about it is they're getting off quick shots. Quick shots, moving their feet, making stuff happen, and that is trouble for any goaltender in any league.
I haven't been tracking the shots, but right now Birmingham with 42 shots on goal, with just under 13 to go, it's quite possible and even probable they may eclipse 50 shots on goal after getting 49 shots on goal last night. Loose puck in the Pensacola zone. Button slides it around for Pereira. Ahead for Dabrowski. Sam Dabrowski sends one ahead of Wiesner. He'll have to come out of the zone. Birmingham has possession. That's Kyler Matthews. Off the boards and out. This one's going to be an icing. As back to pick it up, Cale List, and the faceoff will come back into the Bulls zone.
And what I think would be interesting, Jody, is to look at that shot pattern, if that makes sense for anybody who's a hunter out there. You know, when you zero in your rifle and you look at the pattern of your shots for so many. Last night, I bet you a lot of them would be out. They'd look like an umbrella. And tonight, there's a lot more coming in from the center of the ice and in tight on Carson.
I don't mind the shots from the defenseman from just inside the blue line, though, Greg.
No.
It's the shots along the boards that make no sense to me at times. Any shot is better than no shots, though. So I'll take it, but I agree with you. Pensacola slides it behind the Bulls' net, played along the near wall. Trevor Thurston knocked down by Urasek, but still manages to get it out. Now Olnick comes in, has Sinclair with him. Olnick shot, easy skate save made by Karpinski. Puck cleared back into the Bulls' end of the ice where Romeo has it for Birmingham. Ahead for Apatagan. Tips one past Troy Button. Now Faulkner will pick it up for Pensacola. And Pensacola clears. Nice play by Apatagan. Breaks that pass up, but the puck finds its way on the stick of Pensacola. Shot, big save by Stewart. He didn't see that one, but yet at the last moment, got that pad out on it. Puck played behind the goal line in the Bull zone. Bondarenko has it. Romeo on him. Ties him up nicely. Puck squirts along the far boards. Big hit along the side there by Faulkner on Higgins. Pensacola has the puck behind their own net. 11 minutes to go, third period. Bulls leading by a score of 2-1. As that puck escapes the ice out of play. So we'll have a face-off just outside the Birmingham blue line.
You gotta love the feel of this game, Jody, with the big hits and the end-to-end action. You said it earlier about how important it is and how it resembles playoff hockey in February. And I think that's what we're seeing here, because these guys are giving it everything they have, and I love it.
I mean, it has that feel to it. And this is a very important game for both teams, so that's why. Now Rose lets it go. I don't know why he didn't touch up. Maybe he tried his puck. The scene was right in front of the Pensacola bench for us, and we can't see because of the angle. Face-off on the ice, and comes back to the Birmingham zone.
So he was in position.
Yeah.
But must have bumped on the ice and popped over his stick and just went all the way down. So we'll get a face-off here to Hayden Stewart's right.
Phil Edzianko wins the draw. Thurston whips one around the boards. Kel List keeps it in for Pensacola. Down low, played on the near side by Dabrowski. Urasek there, tries to keep it alive. Kel List comes in to help out. Thurston ties up Price. Puck loose behind the net. Pensacola has it now taken away. Tied up and on the near side. Birmingham trying to clear, and they do, as Phil Edzianko just lets it go into center ice. Approaching the halfway part of the third period with 10:15 to go. Birmingham still up 2-1. Sosinski has it behind his own net, gives it up for Wiesner. Cross ice pass for Price. Matthews on him, ties him up. A good play by Kyler Matthews. Tied up in the corner. Puck squirts free for Wilson. Kip Ledzianko on him. Wilson's going to have to work hard to get away from Kip. Faulkner, a nice try out in front. He centers it not once but twice, couldn't connect, and Bulls clear the zone. Greg Sosinski, the former Macon Mayhem, sends one out to center ice, picked up by Jared Christie. Banks one off the glass, but not into the zone, picked up by Wilson. Pensacola will try it. Wiesner backhands one in. It'll be stopped by Hayden Stewart for Kyler Matthews. Along the near boards, played ahead. That's Higgins. Really quick move by Higgins, but he couldn't get the shot off. Kind of poked off his stick at the last moment. Squirts around to the far boards. Nareka has it. He'll clear. Birmingham's got to get out of the zone as a delayed offside is called. Behind the net, it's played for Cale List, former Quad City. Ahead for Blake Tosto. Tosto. It's going to be an offside call, is in ahead of the play. I believe that was Noreka. So the faceoff will come outside the Birmingham blue line. Under 9 minutes to go. 8:46 left in this one.
And as you were calling that one, Jody, I was just like watching Higgins explode through the neutral zone there. And I was like thinking, and there goes Higgins with Kozarev-like speed.
He did. He really had some explosiveness on that one, but he just couldn't control the puck enough to get the shot off.
And that is a compliment, because Kozarev is probably one of the fastest guys I've seen in a long time. But you see Higgins, he's got spurts. And being that he's so defensive-minded and stuff like that, but you take away that aspect of his game and how he skates on the forecheck and then plays like that. I mean, that one just got away from him, but that would have been nice to see him finish off that one, put the Bulls up by another one.
Birmingham will send out Phil Edzianko, Kozarev, along with Carson Rose. Defensively, Ryan Romeo, Matt Clark. Countering is Bondarenko, Cahill, Tosto on back in the defense for Pensacola. Troy Button, Cale List. Cale List getting a lot of ice time tonight for Pensacola. Nice acquisition for Pensacola. Puck picked up by the Bulls. Carson Rose skates away, sends a floater in, and like a shortstop, he just catches the line drive. Karpinski did, and he'll hold it for a faceoff.
Well, it looks like a floater to us, Jody, but I tell you, with that wrist action that Rose has coming through the neutral zone, that's why Karpinski held on to that one, because
Greg,
they come in quick.
What's worse for a goaltender, the shot when well, hold on, I want to ask you this, because it just happened. Clark off the draw has it for Birmingham. He takes the shot deflected by Button out of play. All right, so a defenseman or a forward has the puck in the offensive zone. The defensive player's right on top of him, just trying to interfere with him. And he takes the shot. Is that harder for a goaltender to stop, or the screen that's 2 foot in front of the goaltender?
No, the screen is 2 foot in front of the goaltender. Because as a goalie, you have to push up into the screen, and it's really hard to pick up and track a puck.
Troy Button with the puck. Kozarev watching him. See, Kozarev didn't attack Cody Karpinski like Dabrowski did last night.
Right.
So no penalty was called. Cahill brings it down deep in front. They score. A nice play. Cahill to Blake Tosto. There was absolutely nothing that Stewart could do on that. That's just a bang-bang play. Cahill to Tosto, and it's very pretty. He deflects it top shelf. And guess what, folks? With 8:07 to go in this hockey game, we're tied at 2.
And that doesn't surprise me a bit, Jody, because these guys have just been back and forth all night long. And that's all it takes is one missed assignment, leaving somebody alone on that back door. Great little pass, little saucer pass. And here we are, knotted at 2. 8:07 left to go in the third period.
That's Tosto's 7th goal of the year. We know that Cahill get 1 assist. We'll check the secondary assist when it's announced. Play picked back up, 2-2 the score. Pensacola with the puck. They'll send it ahead for Urasek. Brierly takes him and takes the puck away. Birmingham loses control of the puck, though. Behind the net, centering pass. Olding had it, almost taken away by Urasek, but he'll get it back to center ice. Once again, McTavish went down on the play. That's 7 times I've counted a Birmingham player biting the dust on the ice. I don't know if what's going on, Greg, but it doesn't seem to be happening to Pensacola.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where I don't know, but it's like every little tight turn they're trying to make is usually just a cut and go, but now it's like cut and then that edge.
And they're down.
Yep.
Face off just outside the Bulls' blue line. Matt Wiesner for Birmingham, for Pensacola, Christie for the Bulls. It's loose. Wiesner tips it back on his defense. They'll set the play there. Bartuccio Pereira with the puck. Holds on to it, sends it far side for Wilson. Houston Wilson. Nice pass or attempted pass. Christie intercepts and clears back into center ice. That goal is lifted up. The momentum for Pensacola, and you can tell they're playing with a little different style. Bad clearing pass, save made by Hayden Stewart off the stick of Matt Wiesner, and there we go, Greg. That's just a lazy attempt to clear the puck.
Wow.
And it didn't work.
And that is a big save by Hayden Stewart there, Jody, because as a goaltender, when the puck's on your stick and your D's looking up ice, you expect that puck to get out of the zone. And when those ones, it just takes a second to take your foot off the gas and let up. But Hayden Stewart, you saw his reaction to that shot, and it took everything he had to get down there and grab that one.
Off the draw, loose. In the face-off circle, still loose. Picked up by Birmingham. Can't clear. Cahill sends it around the boards in deep into the corner. Thurston can't get it out. Bondarenko almost walked out. He's hurt on the play as the puck sent behind the net. Bondarenko favoring that left arm. Now Tosto, the last goal scorer, has it back to Price. He whistles one wide. Button with a shot that rise high and wide. Nikita Kozarev sends one deep. This one will be an icing call. And all kinds of things are happening oddly and weirdly now, Greg.
Yep. One of those ones, Jody, where there's definitely something in the air, whether it's the ice, we used to call it the sniper, when a guy would skate around the rink and just blow an edge and you'd say, oh yeah, you got hit by the sniper. Well, there's a lot of snipers out here. And
I really didn't want this game to go to extra time. I wanted to get the 2 clean points in regulation, but right now, as usual, I just want the win.
All right.
I don't like the way this feels at the moment, though. The puck gets past Nick Price. That's an offside. Birmingham will take control of the puck and clear it ahead for Carson Rose. Now a whistle blows. Rose was ahead of the play offside.
I think that was one they'll want to look at again.
Yeah, the linesmen are talking about it. I think they know they missed it. So if they did, the face-off would change locations. But I don't know if it's going to come inside the Pensacola zone or not. It looks like it won't.
Nonetheless, that was a bullet pass. I think it even caught Carson Rose off guard a little bit, but the hand-eye coordination to pull that one down with one hand was unbelievable.
Next goal feels pretty big.
Yep.
Center ice, it gets past Olnick. Hill List gets away from Kip Ledzianko. Whistle blows, another offside. This one on Pensacola.
Calling it tight.
Either way, you do want this game to end legitimately.
Right.
And the offside is kind of easy to figure. But I just don't want this game to end because of a stupid penalty unless Pensacola takes it. Kel List one into the near corner. Picked up by Kyler Matthews, spins one around the boards. Kip Ledzianko chips it out, but intercepted by List. Jurasek with it. Deflected by Olnick, but right to Pensacola. And there's a centering pass in front for Jurasek. He just missed it. It was tipped away. Olnick avoids the hit by Pereira, but sends it behind the netminder, Cody Karpinski. List ahead for Nick Price. Almost put himself offside. He tried to pass, intercepted by Apatagan to Christie. His shot deflected out of play by the defense of Pensacola. So we'll have a face-off to the left of Cody Karpinski. 5:25 remaining here in the third period. Score tied at 2. Did you get this secondary assist on that last Pensacola goal?
Yes, it was Cale List. So it was Tosto from Cahill and List at 11:53.
Okay. Face-off to the left of Karpinski. Wiesner seems like he's going to take every face-off late in this period. Romeo one-timer save. Rebound. Christie's shot well wide of the net. Looked like he was offhand there and just couldn't get the shot on. If he did, it's a goal. Houston Wilson wraps one out the glass, but off his own player. Birmingham tries to get it out, and they'll do it. Now the referee is going to call a hand pass, I believe. He whistles it dead and sends the face-off up outside the Birmingham blue line.
And you see what I mean about that puck coming into the Birmingham?
You're right.
There's not a clean entry. It's hitting the ref, hitting the glass, bouncing all over the place. Guys dropping their sticks. It's like, we need to keep the puck out of our zone and play in the other two zones.
You may be onto something about the previous game that was played here collegiately. I hate to say they may have chopped the ice up too much, but something's happened.
Right.
Thurston along the far boards checks his man, and Birmingham takes the puck away. Brierly sets up Kozarev. Great pass for Brierly in front. Ledzianko save made, and a dandy by Cody Karpinski as Ledzianko had all of it, Greg, and an open side to shoot at, but Karpinski slides across perfectly and holds on for that face-off.
And I guess we're spoiled, Jody, when we say that was probably the best scoring opportunity in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Because
Karpinski has made a couple of big saves, very similar to that earlier in the period. And the Bulls came back with another one, driving wide, pass straight across. I love that tape-to-tape stuff that gets the goalie moving east to west. And Karpinski was there for the second time. He moves very well this way. Maybe we ought to try one moving him the other way.
What do you do for Birmingham? You know you need a goal to win this one. Both teams do. But exactly what kind of strategy would you employ in the offensive zone?
Jody, we know how all the goals are getting scored in this league lately.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's very few. Even the guys coming down, we've seen goalies stop 2-on-0s, 2-on-1s, breakaways. It's those goals that they can't pick up. The sloppy ones, the ones that hit somebody's shin pad to go to a guy who's just down and ready and just buries it. Those misdirected goals is what we're going to see here, and it's going to be
off the draw. Ledzianko wins it. Thurston will whip one around the boards behind the net. Kozarev reached for it, trying to avoid a hit and lost control. Now it comes back to Kozarev. Spins away from one man. He goes down, no call. Taken there by Blake Tosto, and he'll get it out. Cahill with it. Cross ice pass for Tosto, intercepted by the Bulls. They'll chip it back to center ice. Loose puck picked up by Rose. Blocker save, actually, by Karpinski. He'll set it up for Troy Button.
Knuckleball.
Button behind his own net, watched by McGregor Sinclair. Pass gets by Kip Ledzianko. Wiesner gets it in for Wilson. Wiesner out over the side, looking for Bondarenko, right wing side. Bounces over a stick. Bondarenko shot, stop, blocked, that is, by Kyler Matthews. And Sinclair can't get it out. Played in that far near face-off circle. Birmingham finally clears it to center ice. That's Kip Ledzianko. Olnick with him. Drops it to Olnick. Near side, takes a shot. Glove save made by Karpinski.
Good look there by Olnick. You see Ledzianko coming in, a.k.a. Taylor Brierly style, comes in, little drop pass between his legs. Olnick skates into it, but Ledzianko keeps moving forward, Jody, and interferes with those defensemen, giving Olnick that outside lane to come in. Good low shot. I like that shot selection. Low glove on him. Might go 5-hole every once in a while, but nonetheless, good release by Olnick.
Off the draw, Pensacola has possession. Pereira loses it, though. Christie walks out in front, trying to backhand her, but it squirts off his stick. Now the play.
Yep.
I don't know what the referee's calling, if he's calling a penalty on Birmingham or a delay of game.
Nope. That means
on Pensacola, and that's what it's going to be.
The puck went straight out.
As Nick Price lifted the puck out, so went down, the referee immediately blew his whistle, so Price is going to go off for delay of game, and a huge power play for the Birmingham Bulls, who are 1 of 3 tonight on the power play.
That's it. And the word I was looking for, Jody, back there when we had to get back to action was unconventional goal.
I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take a puck off the rear end, and if it just goes over the goal line, that's all I care about at this point.
Count it.
Face off to the right of Karpinski. 2 Bulls go down as Pensacola easily clears. That Sinclair went down awkward. Grimace on his face as well. We'll keep an eye on McGregor Sinclair. Just starting the power play. Taylor Brierly skates it ahead, drops it. Back to Kozarev, ahead for Rose, brings it in. 4 players back defensively. Rose has to curl near boards. They'll send it behind the net and out as Kozarev couldn't reach it.
A little hot there by Rose on that rim around, Jody.
Birmingham with puck possession in their own zone. Rose has it. Tips it ahead to Kozarev. Kozarev will bring it in. Gets past Faulkner. He'll have to catch up with it. Chips it near side for Phil Ledzianko. Back for Kozarev. Back at the point. Brierly has it to Rose. Far side. Back to Brierly. Rose. Rose takes the shot. Blocked by Sosinski, who's smarting on that one. Brierly has it just inside the blue line. A minute to go on the power play. Kozarev down low for Phil Ledzianko. Save made by Karpinski, but it comes to Ledzianko. Gives it to Sinclair. McGregor Sinclair with the puck. Banks went off the boards for Brierly. Return. Kozarev through the slot. Poke checked away from him and chipped out by the Ice Flyers. 35 seconds of power play time remaining for the Bulls. 2 minutes to go here in the third period of play, and the score tied at 2, just as it was last night. Kip Ledzianko skates past Wiesner behind the net. Centers one out in front for McTavish. And look out, Wiesner with 1 man back. That's Romeo, brings it into the Bull zone. His shot gloved by Hayden Stewart. And he'll squeeze it. Shorthanded opportunity there for Pensacola. Ended quickly with 3 Bulls players back defensively in the glove of Hayden Stewart.
It was. Good hustle by Wiesner. And you saw, Jody, as he closed in on Romeo, he had to step up, force that shot. Hayden Stewart, the big glove save, a high riser coming down. And I tell you, on the Bulls power play, I'd like to see Rose line up on that other side for once, just to see. That's the left-hand shot to see if it's any different for him.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. 10 seconds to go of power play time as Romeo brings it to center ice. Ahead for McTavish, couldn't control it. Chipped near side for Wiesner, and he'll clear it, and that'll do it for the power play for the Birmingham Bulls.
Now they're on the PK.
Now the whistle blows. Linesman goes down. I mean, what is going on? This is going to be a penalty on Birmingham's McTavish. High sticking.
McTavish down on the corner.
Wow.
He went down in there on List and got his stick up. List went down. So now you got a situation,
Okay, guys.
Jody. You got a minute and a half left. So, assuming the Bulls can kill this minute and a half penalty, now you're going into overtime down 4-on-3.
Correct. That penalty time will transfer over into the overtime. But we're right now 5-on-4 advantage for Pensacola. Face off in the Bull zone. High sticking call on McTavish. There was no argument, so you have to assume it was a good call. Tosto has it. Tosto plays it off the stick. McGregor Sinclair smartly taking no chance, sends it down the ice.
Those are the ones that make my heart stop, Jody, where you just see the little low shots and then they go off a skate and then it's anybody's ball game.
You'd like to have a shorthanded goal, but it's more important to get to overtime right now for Birmingham. Tosto brings it in. Right wing side, puts the brakes on. Back to List. Return for Blake Tosto. Here's List with the puck. Takes a shot deflected wide of Stewart. It would have had him beat, but it went wide. Taylor Brierly picks the puck up behind his net, holding on to the puck as long as he can, and he clears. 45 seconds remaining here in the third period as Cale List behind his own net will try it again for Pensacola. Cahill, far side. Drops it back for Bondarenko, gets past Rose, brings it into the Bull zone. Look out. Bondarenko, their leading scorer, with the puck. Played it down low. That's Yurasek behind the net. Back out to Noreka. Top of the faceoff circle. Save made off the pad. Loose puck in the slot. Bondarenko spins, turns, and shoots. And the save is made, and the Bulls clear.
Good job by Kozarev finding that puck in that pile.
Now brought right back in the Bull zone quickly. We're down to 5 seconds of time remaining. That'll do it. We'll go to overtime. As the clock expires and the horn sounds, another three-point game tonight, Greg, which isn't ideal. But at that point, being shorthanded, I'll take it.
Well, definitely one of those ones where you just want to get out of there, Jody. Now, you've got your next hurdle to get over before you start the downhill slope down the other side of the mountain. And this big 30-second kill by the Bulls will be 4-on-3.
Birmingham, if they kill that 30 seconds and play doesn't stop, can send a fourth man over the boards. And instead of 3-on-3 hockey during overtime, we'll play 4-on-4 till the first whistle.
That's right. So,
Pensacola, by the way, Greg, when they have the power play, they have given up 5 shorthanded goals this year. Those 5 shorthanded goals lead the league. I don't understand why people are leaving this game, but they are.
Well,
those are not true hockey fans. Agreed?
I just don't think they understand, Jody. They think that there's,
I don't know.
That it's over. It's going to be a tie, and that's it. Wait till the buzzer sounds and everybody.
Well, you know what, though, Greg? The weather is turning severe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're supposed to have severe thunderstorms. Even tornado watches are already posted. So maybe they've issued a warning or a watch or something that we don't know about. But either way, we're about to start a 5-minute overtime period, and with Pensacola on the power play, 4-on-3 skater advantage.
Well, regardless, Jody, even leaving right now, you know what? They got their money's worth and more tonight. But for me, I'm all about free hockey, and that's what we're getting right now going into overtime.
Sinclair out with Thurston and Taylor Brierly. Bondarenko, Blake Tosto, and I believe that's Nick Price manning, Blake Cale List manning the power play at the blue line. He has the puck. He sets it up for Bondarenko, brings it in the Bull zone. Brierly on him. Slides it for Cale List. Gives it up for Bondarenko. Played down low for Tosto, return to Ivan. Through the slot, backhands went over for List. Bondarenko has it, back to List. Down to 2 seconds. 1, Birmingham has killed the penalty. Loose puck is loose, comes to List. He takes the shot, he scores. Not good. Birmingham had an opportunity to get possession of the puck as the penalty expired behind their own net, but couldn't do it. And as usual, when you can't get control of the puck, just as a penalty expires, you give up the goal. Not a power play goal, but still a goal, and that's it. Pensacola loses last night in overtime 3-2, takes tonight's game in overtime 3-2. So we don't gain any ground on Pensacola through the first 2 games.
Well, what we did do, Jody, is we came out of the first 2 games with 3 out of 4 points. So that's
As did Pensacola.
right. But Pensacola's in 10th and we're in 6th. So to me, that's a positive coming into an even more important 2 points against Huntsville on Monday. Because think about it. If you're 3 games at hand and you have a possible 6 points, if you had said, Jody, that we're going to come out of those 3 games at hand with 5 out of 6 points, wouldn't you have said, I'd take that?
Yeah, but you know what, Greg? I really wanted the last half of this season, last third of this season, to be influenced by one hell of a weekend this week. Now, it's still possible. Like you said, we've gotten points in every game, 3 out of 4. And more importantly, we put distance again for Birmingham, that is, ahead of Macon. So now we only have 1 game in hand on Macon, but yet we're 3 points ahead of them. Monday's game becomes very important for many reasons, but when you have the chance to put extra points on the board, standings-wise, against teams that are close behind you, you must do it. And the second-place team in the league comes to town Monday afternoon. It'll be a lot harder to accomplish that on Monday than it was these last 2 games. Agreed?
And I get that, Jody, but as I'm sitting here and I feel a certain kind of way, what I'm going to say to that is, you know what? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No.
Because I think that the Bulls played a solid 60 minutes, and even into the overtime, I thought they played that very well. But when you review the tape and you watch what happened on that 4-on-3, I don't care if you're a forward or a D, Jody, whoever's closest to that guy with the puck, you gotta bust it and get there. You have to bust it and get there. So I'm glad the Bulls got a point tonight, but that 2 points comes down to a miscue on that 4-on-3, and that needs to be fixed.
Well, you know, they worked hard to kill that penalty, not just in the third period or overtime, but in the third period as well, and did. They just could not get control of that puck, and as you said, you got to bust your tail to get control of the puck. And it came straight to Pensacola, and there was nobody in front. Just
right. But that diamond, Jody, has to rotate, and guys always have to move, and there can't be one guy out of 3 standing there pointing his stick, telling everybody else to go. That just crawls all over me as a goaltender, and as soon as I saw List there with the puck, and that going on, and Stewie's froze because he's like, somebody's got to force him, but they didn't. They gave him time, and then he, you know, that's your question, right?
Exactly.
But you're like, hey, if a guy goes and forces that, is it easier as a goaltender to stop it? Absolutely, because he's there point blank. You got to make an attempt.
Very disappointing way to end the game, but I'll remain positive. You're right. We had 3 out of a possible 4 points go our way. And although we didn't put any separation between Pensacola and us, we did put separation between us and Macon, and even Quad City and Evansville as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll take 1 day off and we'll complete this 3- and 4-night weekend on Monday afternoon, 4 p.m. face-off between Birmingham and our intra-state rival, Huntsville. That game, you know, a lot of Huntsville fans will make the trip.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're planning on coming down, you might want to get your tickets early if you're around this area as quickly as possible. Be nice to have many, many more louder Birmingham fans than Huntsville in the stands that day. Score has it back to Price. Okay, that was pretty good.
That was a replay there. You like that?
Yeah. I wish you'd have given me a little warning. And I do want to thank you for one thing tonight. You did not tempt me, or I don't think you tempted yourself to look between the internet and us and give me a Canada-USA score. So thank you very much, and I'll be full disclosure on this. I did not want to read any messages that came through tonight, so if you didn't get your message answered or question answered, the reason why is I don't want to ruin the game, have it ruined for me. Somebody may have let the cat out of the bag. So,
Well, do you want to know the truth, Jody?
don't tell me anything. You don't do it.
I'm just going to tell you this. The truth is, there were messages in the chat.
Oh my gosh!
And
Come on, guys.
You are in for a
no,
experience
nope,
when you get home, because there's a lot of weird stuff that's happening in that game. That's all I'm
Okay,
gonna
that's
say.
all. That's all you
Yep.
need to say. I don't even want to know that. But I've got I went to Chick-fil-A, got a little salad before this game so I could take it home. Immediately plop down in front of the TV, turn the DVR on, and get lost in Canada versus USA. Thank you for not ruining it for me, guys, even if though you tried, it didn't work. Okay, for Greg Drevany, I'm Jody Chernesky. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Once again, our final score, this time the good guys don't win. Pensacola 3, Birmingham 2. Thanks for joining us, everyone.